Can you guys hear me? Looks like my mic's been unplugged. We're gonna have to test this mic out. Can you guys hear me? It's been unplugged. We're gonna have to test this mic out. We'll have to check this mic out later. You know what I'm saying? But welcome to another episode of Danny's Dimensions. You know I gotta play my little theme music.
Artlist.io.
We got a little bit of technical difficulties, but we here. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome.
Music licensing reimagined.
To Danny's Dimensions. I'm your host, Danny. And today, we're going to talk about some good boxing stuff today. You know what I'm saying? So without further ado, you know what I'm saying? Before we get into the particulars. I see somebody making comments already. Like, share, subscribe, guys. Hit that bell notification. Make sure you donate to the Cash App. You know what I'm saying? The Cash App is DanMan0684. Like, share, subscribe. Cash App is on the bottom of the screen.
Music licensing reimagined.
DanMan0684. Let's go. All right, so today's show, we're going to talk about the upcoming fight in March 30th, live on pay-per-view for the PBC. Keith Thurman versus Tsyzu. Rolly Romero versus Isaac Pitbull Cruz. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be live on YouTube. 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific time. I'm going to be live doing the fight by play-by-play. Well, the blow-by-blow, I should say. And it's going to be a pretty decent night of boxing, I'll have to say. Keith Thurman is coming off a 2-year layoff. He has a professional record of 30 wins, 22 KOs, with only one defeat, and that one defeat was that of Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao, the legend, the 7-time champion, seven division champion, I should say. So he will be fighting Tsyzu. Tsyzu has a professional record of 24 victories, no defeats, 17 wins, but coming by way of knockout. Tsyzu is the son of the legendary 140-pound dynamite hitter, Tsyzu. And if you guys have not seen Tsyzu, you don't know about anything about Tsyzu. Okay, we got some people in the building. If you ain't heard about Tsyzu, Tsyzu is, oh man, looks like my thing froze a little bit. It's all right. Tsyzu was a legendary fighter at 140 pounds. Watch the fight between him and Zab Super Judah. Go on YouTube and watch Tsyzu and Zab Super Judah. I had a call last week. Angel Man Freddy called me and want to schedule an interview with me. So we're going to have an interview with Angel Man Freddy coming up shortly. We're trying to set it up for sometime next month. You know what I mean? Myself and Angel Man Freddy. So be prepared for that. You know what I'm saying? I want to give a shout out to all my people out there. I want to give a shout out to my girl Ashley. Give a shout out to my girl my homeboy Julian. I'm gonna give a shout out to my boy what's his name? I said what's his name? Give a shout out to my boy Birdie. Want to give a shout out to my boy Adrian. Southpaw Boxing, Southpaw MMA and Boxing. I think that's his podcast. Want to give a shout out to him. Want to give a shout out to who's making a comment? Hold up. We got a comment. And also a special shout out to my boy Monty. What up, Monty? What's good with you, my brother? Thank you for stopping by. Definitely. Oh yeah, Monty, we gotta talk business after I get up off this joint. But anyway, so we got Keith Thurman, we got Tsyzu for the WBO. This fight's gonna be for the WBO 147 pound. Well, actually, super welterweight championship. Now, Keith Thurman has campaigned at 154 pounds before. I see some people have been waiting for me to come on here. I haven't been on here in a while. Keith Thurman has been campaigning at the he's only campaigned from my knowledge at the 154 pound division earlier on in his career. Um, he's had a few fights at 154, but nothing prominent. You know what I mean? Um, I remember there was one fight he had with Carlos Quintana and another fight with Orlando Lara. Those were 154 pound fights. I mean, the Carlos Quintana fight was more of a guy who was an old veteran and who was a good fighter. So he did what he had to do. But just as in, I just got a notification on my phone that John Ryder, England's John Ryder, has announced his retirement. Now he's going to be a coach. So after he lost his last fight, he's now going to be retired. Um, Shout out to John Ryder. He had a decent career, but super middleweight. John Ryder has a final professional record of 37 and 32 and 7 rather, 18 KOs from the United Kingdom, from the UK. He just lost his fight with Jaime Munguia, and he was down in rounds one. Well, he was down in round two, round four, and twice in round nine. He lost by TKO. And previous to that fight, he lost to one Canelo Alvarez by unanimous decision. So I guess you could say he got paid. He lost to Zach Parker. He was the WBO interim world super middleweight champion. But we don't really count those interim championships, so to speak. Those interim championships don't really mean too much. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, um, shout out to John Ryder. He had a pretty good career, decent career, and although I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't feel that he beat Danny Jacobs back in 2002. I had that video, the link to that video. I've had that videos up there, so look at my channel to see a breakdown of that. That was back in 2022, uh, where he won the fight by split decision, 115-113, 115-113, and 115-113 for Jacobs. That put him in a position to fight Zach Parker for the title, and he was able to beat Zach Parker. So that was actually a big victory for him. Even though Zach Parker retired, Zach Parker was 22-0 at the time, and that set him up with the fight with Canelo Alvarez, and he was beaten by Canelo in that fight. And then he was able to fight Jaime Munguia, who was 42-0, and he got knocked out in that fight. So, with that being said, let's talk about this Keith Thurman and Tsyzu. The keys to this fight is the movement of the inactivity of Keith Thurman, I would have to say, is a big key to this particular fight. The inactivity of Keith Thurman, the fact that he hasn't fought in over 2 years, and now he's stepping up to 154 pounds to fight a monster in Tsyzu. A monster in Tsyzu. Tsyzu is a monster. He's a big puncher. Like I said, 17 knockouts in his victories, in his 24 victories, 17 of them by knockout. He knocked out Harrison. Yeah, it's not his last fight, but I had that on there. Not his previous fight, but the fight before that, he knocked out Tony Harrison, in 9 rounds, I believe it was, if I'm not mistaken, and he knocked him out. And it was a pretty. I'm gonna say, no matter what Harrison did in that fight, he didn't have the power to keep Tsyzu honest. Tsyzu is like he's like a pressure fighter, but he can box. He's a tall, long, pause, rangy fighter, and he can definitely do his thing out there. Tsyzu has what it takes, and he would have to be considered the favorite, in my opinion, in this fight. I just don't see. His nickname is the Soul Taker, and he's from Australia. He was born in Australia, and I really feel like this fight has to do with Keith Thurman's inactivity. Keith Thurman is a good mover. He has good side to side movement. Um, but this is a fight right here that is going to really show what Keith Thurman has left. Is he a clout chaser? Is Keith Thurman a clout chaser? He's out here talking about, I want Terrence Crawford. What have you done to face Terrence Crawford when you fought? Your last fight was against Mario Barrios, a guy who uh, lost his last fight at 140 at that time, and that was to Tank Davis. So, you haven't fought in over 2 years, and all of a sudden you get a title fight with Tsyzu. It's kind of crazy. If I'm not mistaken, is Tsyzu? Yes, Tsyzu is the WBO World Super Welterweight Champion. And if I'm not mistaken, this is for the title. If I'm not mistaken, because his last two fights, his last fight he fought Brian Mendoza, and he became the official WBO Super Welterweight Champion, or Junior Middleweight, as we should say, Champion of the world. So, with that being said, you know what I mean. That was a pretty decent fight for him. Does Tsyzu have the power of his dad? Yeah, I'm not going to say he did. Oh, he also fought Carlos Ocampo, and he knocked him out in the first round after he knocked out Tony Harrison. So he's been active. He's fought 3 times in last year, and Tony Harrison was the fight that I saw. But he's been fighting in Australia mainly. Most of his fights have been in Australia. Now he's going to be fighting in the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada, against Keith one-time Thurman. Keith lost one-time Thurman. Keith Thurman, the funny thing about it is, back when Keith Thurman was a prospect, I've had a few conversations with Keith Thurman, and actually tried to get a couple. That's before I even had a podcast. I had a couple conversations with Keith Thurman. He's a very cool guy. I'm not gonna say he's not a bad. I'm not gonna say he's a bad guy, but he's all right. He's decent. I like Keith Thurman. I'm not gonna say I don't like Keith Thurman. I think he's a very good fighter, but I think the inactivity has robbed him of his greatness, because he hasn't had a significant fight in how many years? How many years has it been since Keith Thurman has had a significant fight? That's going to be the determining factor. Like, he's jumping into these big, well, I'm not even going to say big money fights, but pay-per-view level fights against. So he hasn't had a significant fight in over 5 years. Manny Pacquiao was his last significant fight, and that was supposed to be a pass the torch type fight, and he dropped the torch. He was the and in it was lucky for the WBA to still keep Keith Thurman as the champion. 112, 115, 114, 113. He got dropped in the first round by a 40-year-old Manny Pacquiao that was pretty much past his prime. And previous to that, he had fought Josecito Lopez and barely survived that fight. He looked spectacular in the first half of the fight. The second half of the fight, he was holding on for dear life because he got cracked a couple of times. One thing about Keith Thurman is he is a good survivor, but he's also weak to the body. So I believe that the keys for Tsyzu is to go to Keith Thurman's body in this fight. What are my predictions in this fight when it's all said and done? Like I said, it has a lot to do with Keith Thurman's inactivity. The inactivity of Keith Thurman is a big factor, and it will continue to be a big factor. And I think that the activity of Tsyzu, the pressure that Tsyzu puts on Keith Thurman is going to be very key. Angles. Keith Thurman is going to have to set traps for Tsyzu, and land those punches and land the straight right hand. He has to keep Tsyzu off with his jab. So um, Keith Thurman is more athletic than Tsyzu. But like I said, it really depends on what Keith Thurman, and I can't stress this enough, it depends on what version of Keith Thurman shows up. Not the version of Tsyzu, because we know what Tsyzu's going to bring. He's going to bring the pressure. He's going to put pressure on him. He's going to put intelligent pressure on him, and he's going to do what he has to do to win the fight. It's the question of what type of fight Keith Thurman is going to bring to the table. So, with that being said, am I going to have a prediction for you? My prediction for this fight might, and it is subject to change, but you know what? I'm going to have a prediction for you when I have a video. I'm going to put up a video on this fight when it's closer to the time that they fight. Yeah, y'all. I know y'all probably think like, man, he's over here teasing us, act like he gonna get a prediction, and he ain't giving no prediction. Because I'm kind of my mind is saying Tsyzu by late round stoppage. That's what my mind is thinking. I'm thinking if I had to really make a pick, I'm thinking 8th or 9th round Tsyzu stoppage. Because I'm thinking in the mindset of Keith has not been active, and Tsyzu has. Keith is also weak to the body. So you got a lot of different things going on with that. So that is going to be the determining factor for whatever happens. So make sure, you guys show me in the comments what you think. If you think that Keith Thurman is going to win the fight, if you think Tsyzu is going to win the fight, let me know. Let me know what you think. Next fight, we got Rolly Romero. Rolly versus Pitbull. Isaac Cruz. This fight to me is going to be more of the pick'em fight, even though that's the Keith Thurman Zoo is the main event, but the Rolly Romero Pitbull fight is actually a very interesting fight. You got Rolly Romero, who's a very entertaining talker. All he does is talk trash. You know what I'm saying? That's what he does. Rolly talks his trash. He does his thing, and he's a very entertaining fighter. He likes to talk. Very entertaining fighter. Not a skillful fighter. I would have to say he's not a very skillful guy, but he can pop. He does have punching power. As does Isaac Cruz. So you got two sluggers going at it basically. So Rolando Romero, he's 15-1 with 13 knockouts. He's from Las Vegas. And he has an 86.6% KO percentage. And he is currently the WBO World Super Lightweight Champion or Junior Welterweight Champion. So he is a champion. And he won his last fight. It was the vacant title against Ismael Barroso in Las Vegas, Nevada, by TKO in round 9. So, and he was actually losing the fight. The funny thing about it is he was losing the fight on all the scorecards. He was down 76-75, 77-74, 78-73 on that. And he was able to win that fight. He was able to do great things and come up with the knockout. So awesome win for him. I'm not gonna say awesome, but good win for him against a guy who was very unheralded, I should say. Unheralded. It was against a 41-year-old guy. So I'm not even let me retract that statement. That was not let me retract that statement. That was not a good win. That was a lucky win for him, and he was getting beaten by Ismael Barroso. So for people who try to come at me like that. But yeah, that was not a good win. That was not a good win for him. It was a good win that he was able to win, but he was supposed to blow through this guy, and this guy was giving him problems. But I guess you could say styles make fights. I guess you can't judge that fight based on what you're going to see now. Isaac Cruz, that guy, he's 25-2 with one draw with 17 knockouts, He's from Mexico. He's from Mexico City, Mexico, and he has a 68% connect percentage. I mean, a knockout percentage, I should say. And he's been fighting. I liked him on the. He fought on the Terrence Crawford versus Errol Spence undercard last um, last summer, July the 29th, and he was able to beat a guy in Giovanni Cabrera who was undefeated, 21-0 going into that fight. So uh, he was able to win that fight by split decision because of his constant pressure. Isaac Cruz brings constant pressure to the table, and Romero is going to have to be able to deal with that pressure. But then at the same time, he's got an equalizer in his hands. He's a big puncher. He's a big talker, and we'll have to see what happens in that fight. That's also explosive. I don't even know to make. I don't even know if I can make a prediction on that fight. That's a tough prediction because both of those guys have the styles and the willingness to win. That's actually a good fight. I'm actually interested in that fight. That's a good one. Um, if I had to make a pick, if I had to, I obviously had to make a pick. It all depends on Rolly Romero's chin. And has been touched by Javante Tank Davis. Now, is Pitbull the same type of puncher as Javante Tank Davis? I think Pitbull is more of a steady pressure guy. He does have punching power, but does he have the power of Romero? And it also depends on Pitbull's chin. How much can he take? Can he take those punches from Rolly Romero that could land like right on the chin? Can he take those? We don't know. Time will tell. That's why we fight. That's why we have these fights. That's why we have these fights. You know what I'm saying? So, um, if I had to make a prediction, man, what's the prediction I would make on this fight? Well, both like I said, both guys are pressure fighters. Both guys have pop. I'm gonna go with, and this is subject to change. I'm gonna go with Rolly Romero. I think his power is a little bit, even though he's unorthodox and he doesn't have, you know, and that's the thing that probably will make him dangerous because he's unorthodox. He swings wild. He doesn't really have the technique. Pitbull has a little bit more technique, but he has to move his head from side to side, keep himself from being hit by those looping punches because those punches could come from any angle. Um, we'll have to see what happens with Rolly. If he could take Pitbull's punch, if Pitbull could take his punch. This is an explosive fight. I'm gonna go with Rolly Romero by decision. That's a safe one. And people are like, oh, you got a fight that has two big punches and you're gonna have it a decision? That's a safe pick right there. Like I said, it could be subject to change. It could be subject to change. So we'll have to see. We'll see what happens. Make sure y'all spam them likes, spam the comments, and you know. So Isaac Cruz, I have Rolly beating him by decision in that fight. We got some other fights. We got some other things in the world of boxing that has been happening as well. We got Tyson Fury, who was supposed to fight Alexander Usyk, and finally, he's after all this BS that's been going on with Tyson Fury, how he's been Mr. Con Artist these days. Tyson Fury actually had a terrible fight. The last fight that he had against Francis Ngannou, a guy who is not even a pro boxer. He's an MMA fighter. And there we go. As we see Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury's record 34-0, one draw, 24 knockouts. So let's take a look at his last fight. His last fight was against Francis Ngannou, and he won by split decision. And Tyson Fury went down from a left hook in the third round. Now I know some people are asking me. They ask me why you're not showing any videos and different things like that because the way YouTube is going to sit up there and they may flag my video for showing video. So I'm kind of leery about doing that because one time I had an interview with the Vero Touch of Sleep Williamson and I was showing highlights from his previous fights and YouTube decided to say, hey, let's go ahead and take his video down. So they took my video down. It's still on Facebook, but they took my video down. So once again, shout out to all my Facebook people. Shout out to my YouTube people that's watching. You know what I'm saying? And thank you guys. I appreciate you guys for stopping by. Whoever's in here, appreciate y'all. Um, Alexander Usyk versus Tyson Fury. It's going to happen this year in May 18th, 2024. Alexander Usyk. This is for the undisputed. Well, I wouldn't even say undisputed because uh, I think Tyson Fury has been stripped. Tyson Fury has been stripped by the WBC because he hadn't fought any fights. He fought one time against Derek Chisora in 2022, and I have that fight on here. I went live on that. He fought Derek Chisora in 2022. Then he fought Francis Ngannou last year, and that wasn't even a pro fight, really worth. I mean, Francis Ngannou, like I said, he's a MMA fighter. There's no reason why you should barely beat an MMA fighter. That doesn't look good. Look good. Looks good for Francis, but it didn't look good for Tyson Fury. He came out very, 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 very much in bad shape. He was in horrible shape for that fight. And it's almost like he didn't even train for that fight. Like, what are you doing out here? You know what I'm saying? So he did not train, it didn't seem, for that fight. And it showed in his performance. And some people think that Francis Ngannou should have won the fight. That's the thing. Some people think that Francis Ngannou should have won the fight. That's how bad that was. Some people think he should have won this fight. That's the crazy thing. Due to the fact that, Tyson Fury had his problems in this fight. So I doubt that the same Tyson Fury will come into this fight and be as lethargic as he was previous to this fight. I don't think he's going to be that way. So honestly, I'll have a prediction for that fight probably closer to the fight because I have a prediction on that fight soon. So I'm not gonna do a prediction on this one because this one is going to be a little bit different. I mean, it's going to take me some time to try to, get it together and try to get a prediction on it. So I think that I think it's going to be a decent fight. It's going to be a decent fight, and we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with that one. We'll see what happens with that one. Anthony Joshua. I have to mention Anthony Joshua is going to be fighting Mr. Francis Ngannou. It's kind of funny. There was a fight that was supposed to happen with Anthony Joshua. He was supposed to fight. He fought Otto Wallin. That was actually a good fight for him. He knocked out Otto Wallin. I'll show you this real quick. And he knocked him out in what round was it? Let's see. It was a masterful TKO victory too. So here's AJ versus Otto Wallin. Let me get this off this. So Forbes magazine is talking about Anthony Joshua against Otto Wallin. All right. The funny thing about it is Deontay Wilder was on that same card. Deontay Wilder was on that same card, and he was unable to do his thing in that fight. He was unable to do it. He lost to Joseph Parker in a 12th round unanimous decision. He was unable to do what he had to do. So Anthony Joshua is now going to be fighting Francis Ngannou. He beat Otto Wallin down, and he stopped him in five rounds. You take a look at these pictures here. He went to the body with effectiveness. He really did go to the body. Very effective. His jab was on point. Straight right hands was going on. Otto Wallin tried to have his moments. And this is the same Otto Wallin, mind you, that gave Tyson Fury an absolute problem. So this is not a bad win for Anthony Joshua. But do I think he takes somewhat of a step back by fighting a guy such as Francis Ngannou, who's only had one professional fight? You have everything to lose and nothing to gain from that fight. You really do. So I would like to say Anthony Joshua should win that fight. He better win that fight for the state of boxing. And if he goes out there and he performs, and let's say he goes out there and knocks Francis Ngannou out easily. As you can see, here's Anthony Joshua's record. Anthony Joshua, to me, is one of the most decorated heavyweights of this era. I don't care what anybody says. I know a lot of people want to sit there and hate. You can hate on AJ all you want to, but the man has accomplished so much in the sport of boxing. A two-time world champion. He was the IBF, WBA, WBO champion. He beat regardless what you want to say, Martin ain't nothing. Charles Martin ain't nothing. He beat Charles Martin for the WBA. For the IBF. All right, let's look at it. Let's go ahead and look at this record here, the stuff that he's done. All right, let's look at it. All right, he beat Charles Martin for the IBF heavyweight championship. Let me get these ads about the way. He beat Charles Martin for the IBF title, and only his 16th professional fight. 15th professional fight, I should say. Right? He beat Charles Martin. Then he goes out and beats Dominic Brazil, who was 17-0. Anybody can say whatever they want about Dominic Brazil. At that point in his career, he was undefeated. He beats Eric Molina, same guy that Deontay Wilder faced. So he's facing the same guys that Deontay Wilder faced. Then he beat Vladimir Klitschko. People don't want to give him credit for that because they want to say Vladimir Klitschko was old. But he beat him for the IBF, the IBO, and he added the WBA heavyweight championship, right? After that, he fought Carlos Takam. Always tough Carlos Takam. Is he on Anthony Joshua's level? No. Fights Carlos Takam. Then he beat Joseph Parker for the WBO championship. So now he has the IBF, WBA, and WBO champion. And then he beats Alexander Povetkin. And then we know he had the fight with Andy Ruiz where he got knocked out, came back and beat him by unanimous decision and won his belts back. So now he became a two-time champion, winning all those belts. Then he fought Kubrat Pulev, and then he had those two losses with Alexander Usyk. And he beat Jermaine Franklin, Robert Helenius he had trouble with, and Otto Wallin. This is the first fight where Anthony Joshua actually he didn't look like he was trying to toggle between a boxer puncher and a puncher. Like he went out there, he was aggressive, he did what he had to do. And right now, Boxing Rec has him the number 2 heavyweight in the world. And I agree with that. Still, he's the number 2 heavyweight in the world despite all that he's done. And he's now 34 years old. And now he's at the twilight, almost at the peak, almost the twilight. I'm not going to say twilight, but he's at the peak of his career. And he's accomplished a lot. He's 27-3, 24 knockouts, and he's going to fight Francis Ngannou, and that's going to be a big-time fight. That's going to be a big-time fight. He's fighting him in Saudi Arabia? man, $80 million is going to be for the Anthony Joshua schedule to get $80 million. He is the cash cow in boxing. He is that guy. He is the guy that people come to see. And a lot of times people hate on him because he's a British fighter. Not because, and I think if he was American, he would get more love from the American public. I think sometimes even some people from the United Kingdom, the people from the UK, they hate on this guy. But he's a tremendous fighter. He has an 88.8% KO percentage. Well, he's a knockout artist. He can punch. And I was kind of after he fought Robert Hellenius, and I had that fight live. I did that fight live here. After he fought Robert Hellenius, I was really, I was kind of skeptical on how he would do against Deontay Wilder. But at this particular point in time, I think he beats Wilder. I think Wilder looked old. I think he got old overnight. Like I said, fight to fight, it's hard to make a prediction on what would happen if two people fought. But based on what I'm seeing, what Deontay Wilder fought, that Deontay Wilder fight, when he fought in December against the Deontay Wilder that fought against Joseph Parker is not going to beat AJ. So you can forget about that. You can forget about that. So I mean, that's a wrap. That is an absolute wrap. Please, you can forget about all that. Oh shoot, Prince wants to come on. Hold up, hold up, hold up. Let me get my boy Prince on here. I'm gonna send him the link. I'm gonna send everybody the link that wants to get on the stream. Anybody that wants to get on and talk boxing, we could talk boxing. I'm cool with that. So I'm gonna send the link. The link is in the comments. You know what I'm saying? I'm starting it up. Hold on 1 second, guys. Give me just a second. Go inside the StreamYard. So I'm gonna send a link to my boy Prince StreamYard. StreamYard.com. Hold on. So what do y'all think? I want to know what y'all think. I want to know what y'all think about this Anthony Joshua thing, man. Join. I'm telling them to join. Anyone. So I'm waiting for my boys to come in here if they want to come in here. We could talk boxing. We could talk about this Anthony Joshua fight. We could talk about all this stuff and what they have, what predictions they have. My boy Prince is also a regular. I forgot to give him a shout out. Shout out to my man Prince. He's a professional boxer. Well, not a. He's looking to turn pro. It's one of my boys, man. I have a lot of conversations. I'll be trying to educate him on some things, some life things and some boxing things. It's not just boxing. I try to, help my man's out. He's my young bull. But look at that little. Looks like Alexander Usyk's over there picking his nose. That's funny. Anyway, let's go back to this tab here. So anyway, there's another fight coming up pretty soon. Also, it's going to be Lopez versus Jermaine Ortiz. Teofimo Lopez versus Jermaine Ortiz. Teofimo Lopez is, in many people's eyes, the best 140-pound fighter in the world. That's what people think. That's what they see him as. They see him as the best guy at 140. he beat the man, the guy they said it was the man. So let me go to this one. Here we go. There's Teofimo and there's Jermaine Ortiz. Teofimo is the one in the front. Jermaine Ortiz is the one behind you. I like Teofimo. I'm not gonna lie to you. I had some reservations about Teofimo, but I like Teofimo. I think he's a good fighter. I think he has what it takes to possibly clean out the entire division. Possibly. That could happen. Now, he has a professional record of 19-1 with 13 knockouts. His only defeat was against uh George Cambosos, aka they call him Scambosos. He lost at Madison Square Garden in New York. He's a New Yorker. He's from Brooklyn. He's a Puerto Rican. You know what I'm saying? And he's a good fighter. I can't take nothing away from Teofimo Lopez. Now Jermaine Ortiz is a guy who had a fight against Vasil Lomachenko. He's 17-1. And I mean, he gave Vasil Lomachenko some problems. Made Vasil look a little old, but he was able to do what he had to do in that fight. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, he was able to make him look a little old. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's his claim to fame. And then when your only claim to fame is a loss against a top-notch fighter, we have to. I have to say, how good of a fighter are you really when your only claim to fame is a loss? You know what I'm saying? To a top-notch fighter. Who is he beating? He did beat Jamel Herring, who's a good fighter, prior to the Vasil Lomachenko fight. But other than that, he doesn't really have any staggering names on his record. Other than those two guys, so that's just what it is. Just a reminder to you guys again: like, share, subscribe, hit the Cash App, hit that bell notification. It's your boy out here. And we getting it in. We talking some boxing. It's been a while, so I've been before you guys. Man, the last time I came before you guys was in December during the Devin Haney versus Regis Prograis fight. There's been a lot of crazy talk surrounding that. Is he going to fight Teofimo? Is he going to fight Subriel Matias? And Matias is a big time fighter. We actually had a talk on my boy Johnny's podcast about Subriel Matias. Subriel Matias actually has a body on his record. That's crazy. Rest in peace to Maxim Dadashev. I think it was back in, what year was that he fought? I know it was 2015 or 16, I want to say. Was this, or probably was a little, was it 2015? Hold on, let me get it together. Let me actually get the facts, because I'm over here to talk about the facts. I don't want to talk about nothing else but the facts. So Subriel Matias has a professional record of 20-1 with 20 knockouts, all 20 by KO. The guy's he's a big puncher. Of course he has 100% KO percentage. One loss, and the one loss that he had, he came back and knocked the guy out that he lost to. I think it was 2019. I don't know why I said 16. It was definitely 2019. I'm tripping. So it was 2019 when he fought Maxim Dadashev at the MGM National Harbor in Oxon Hill, Maryland, and he stopped him in the 11th round. He took some brutal punishment. Matias is a guy who just keeps coming forward, man. That's another one of those guys who keeps coming forward, man. So there have been rumors that he was going to fight Tank Davis. Not happening. Another Puerto Rican fighter. And he's a good fighter. He's a very good fighter. He's a pressure guy. He puts intelligent pressure on you. And it's not the fact that his hands are like two bricks. He just keeps coming. It's not just that. It's just the fact that he just never stops throwing punches. He never stops. Never stops. So that should be interesting. But back to the Teofimo and Ortiz. Um, I look for Teofimo to win this fight by spectacular knockout. I hope that he comes out there and performs well against Ortiz. I would have to say he would knock Ortiz out within anywhere from 5 to 8 rounds. That's my thought process on that whole thing. That's what I think. Anywhere from 5 to 8. And don't get me wrong, Ortiz is going to make it awkward. He's going to make it interesting with his, with the way he fights. But as the fight goes on, I see Lopez, who does have skills of his own. Let's not act like Lopez doesn't have skills. Like I said, he was down bad for a while. After he lost to Cambosos, and then Devin Haney picked up the belt and lost at 135. When he lost to Cambosos, and Devin Haney won that fight, he was down bad for a little bit. He was going through his problems and different things like that. But he more than bounced back by beating a Josh Taylor, who was the number one guy at 140, moved up to 40 and beat the number one guy. I gotta give credit where credit is due. Teofimo, he came out there, and he's also has a victory over Vasyl Lomachenko. So you can't take nothing away from Teo. He's done more than Tank Davis has done. What has Tank Davis done? Everybody wants to crown Tank Davis like he's some superstar. Everybody wants to do that because they say, he puts butts in seats and he does this and he and blah, 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 blah. But at the end of the day, I think if Teofimo were to fight Tank right now as we speak, that'd be an explosive fight. Don't get me wrong. Tank's a good fighter, but we don't really know how good Tank is. We really don't know how good Tank Davis is because we don't know exactly who has he fought. He fought a lot of blown up 130, 135 pounders. 126 pounders, 130 pounders, moving up to 35 for most of his career. And he's ducking right now. I feel like he's ducking Devin Haney. That's another topic for another day. I feel like he's ducking Devin Haney. That's right. I said it. Tank Davis does not want to smoke with Devin Haney. He don't want it. He don't want to smoke with Devin. What's keeping this fight from happening? It should happen. So, we have news that's saying Devin Haney may fight Conor Benn. Could happen, could not happen. Devin Haney is another guy you got to give props. Devin Haney's 25 years old and he's 31-0, 15 knockouts, and he's been a WBO, WBA, WBC Super World Lightweight Champion, and now he's the WBO. So he's won 3 belts. Actually, he's the Super Lightweight Champion in the WBC now. So you got Teofimo, who's, I believe, WBA, if I'm not mistaken. So he came off of victories of Cambosos. Then he beat Vasyl Lomachenko in a fight that some people didn't think he won. But then he came out and beat Regis Prograis, shut him out. That was the last time I was on live here. It's been almost 2 months to the day since I've been live and talking to you guys. So that's why I said I had to come back out here and show my face again. But Regis Prograis, like I said, 120, 107. He shut that man out. He made it easy. Took his belt. So now, once again, he's a world champion. once again, after being unified, after people saying, you're a paper champion, you're a paper champion," when he got the WBC title, is it, and they elevated and they had this franchise crap. They made up this WBC who creates retarded lanes for people. This franchise championship. What is that? What is that? That ain't nothing. A franchise champion. You see that stuff kind of dwindled away and gone away now. Nobody's really talking about that crap no more. So, um, Teofimo has. Let me see what belt he has. That's going to be a spectacular. I think he's going to. That's going to be a spectacular knockout against Ortiz. So he just has the WBO lightweight championship. So he has a WBO super lightweight champion. Who do you guys think is the number one fighter in the division between these four guys? Because Matias has the IBF championship, and there's an opportunity for. I would like to see a round robin at 140. I would like to see it from them four guys. 140. Let me look up the 140-pound champions. What up, Adrian?
Hey, what's up, bro?
What's going on, bro?
Just need 1 minute, okay?
Nah, I got you. Shout out to my boy Adrian. So I'm gonna let him give his analysis in just a second on this particular fight of Lopez and Ortiz. Meantime, you guys like, share, subscribe, hit the likes. I'll make sure you guys, whoever's new that's coming in, to hit that bell notification and make sure that you so that you get all the updates from this channel. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. Where's Prince at? He's supposed to be coming. He's supposed to be came up here. So what's up, AD? What do you think about this fight?
What's up, bro? Well, first and foremost, what's up, Danny? It's been a while.
Yeah, it has. It's been a minute.
It's been a while. I loved the build up to the fight. Tio, very underrated. The man knows how to sell a fight, man.
I would have to say so,
his remarks towards Puerto Ricans was very disrespectful.
Yeah, being that he is Puerto Rican, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, well, half, yeah, but whatever. But he doesn't really claim it, so I don't know. It's
he doesn't. He claims Brooklyn.
And then, like I said, his build up, he knows. This guy knows. You know what I mean? Like I like the shots because he takes shots at everyone. He does what he promotes the way I like my style, like where you're always honest. He's consistent, and he just goes at everybody. He goes at the promoter. He goes at the opponents, everyone and anyone gets it. You know what I mean? He doesn't hold back on anyone. As far as opponent, a lot of people don't know him. The hardcore fans barely know him. He could do a little bit more as far as pushing the fight. But besides that, it's I think Tio, if it's the Tio we all know, if it's the Tio that showed up last fight, and God forbid like a prime or a better Tio, no one's beating him. No one's beating him at 135, 140, and honestly, he's going to be tough to beat at 147. So he's the only guy in boxing who legitimately is who's ever called out Bud and actually wants that fight. He's the only guy. It's just him. No, I mean, actually, him and Conor Benn. Conor Benn actually wants that fight too. And I hate to be long winded, but these young guys, bro, they will hit Bud. Bud fights injured guys. You know what I mean? The Earl Spence was not prime. Earl Spence was injured. He had a rib injury, which you could see early on in that fight. He was not who we thought he was. Earl's Bud isn't some fucking undefeated like god. He's not some like final boss that like can't be beaten. He gets hit a lot. So these Connor Ben clips him. Ben's faster. Tio's faster than Bud. Bud's flat-footed. He doesn't move his head as much now. So
He's getting older.
yeah, he's getting old. Listen, I'm not. He's old, bro. He hasn't. He fights once a year for the last 7, 8 years now.
Right.
I think I saw a posting that the talks are back. I believe Spence Crawford talks are
Really?
back. They resumed again because I guess Crawford can't sell is not promotable at all. So, but
When
apparently
really?
the talks are back. They resumed talks to try to start another fight. So, um, yeah, I don't know. I just think this is kind of a stepping stone for Tio. Tio only loses to himself. None of these guys are beating him. Haney ain't beating him. Definitely Tank ain't beating him. Um, Crawford would obviously be a big test for him. Stanionis would be a big test for him,
Yeah,
and
Stanionis.
Boots would be a big test. But that's 147. 140. I don't think anyone beats. No, I don't think any. I don't think anyone would even be a favorite against him, to be honest. Or I think the odds would be pretty deep. I think he'll be a pretty significant favorite versus any of these guys.
Yeah,
So
that's gonna be tough.
yeah, I do like because I hate to look past this fight, but I have to. I like
Pretty much. I
I
said
like
he's
the
winning
fact
by
that
spectacular knockout, and I said mid to late, like 5 to 8.
I don't know if Tio's knocking anyone out. Um, I think he can, but like his fighting style, he'll dominate you, and then like he knows like not to take risk. You know,
Yeah,
unless someone's stupid enough to just go out there and like like the last fight, the dude he fought, what's his name, Josh Taylor. Um,
yep.
he knew he was losing, so he just stayed back. You know what I mean? If he let his hands go, he would have went out in a shield, but he didn't. You know what I mean? Tio fought smart that whole fight because he knew the judges were gonna try to rig that shit, and I think some
Mhm.
of the cards were fucking bullshit. I don't know if you
Crazy, bro. Crazy.
yeah, and I called it too. I think in our chat I was like, bro, he's winning all these rounds, and watch they're gonna have him win by like 2 3 rounds, and he
That's,
dominated that fight. That fight wasn't even close. I think there was maybe one round he might have lost. That's it, maybe, and that's
right.
arguable. Like maybe 2 rounds, but even still, that's like argue. You have to like literally argue and debate it. But like he didn't lose any rounds.
Yeah, and you had to think that they were going to give the benefit of the doubt to Josh Taylor because of previous fight when he fought Catterall.
Yeah. So I mean, like I said, um, Ortiz is listen. Jermaine Ortiz is a great fighter. Is he an elite fighter? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think so.
The problem for Jermaine Ortiz is he's gonna have to like he needs to what he needs to do is join like a real camp. You know what I mean?
Right. With
So
some real
that's
killers in there.
that's yeah, like now that he's Muslim, like he could open up and like join he could honestly go overseas and join some of these Russian fighters and join their camp. Take do like a training camp there and then come to Vegas. You know what I mean? It's gonna be tough for him to really, be considered to get on that elite level where he's at now.
Right.
So,
Right.
but he's a great kid. It's just I just, a lot of these guys they're cool, like they're great guys, but they don't know how to promote themselves, man.
A lot of them don't. A
You
lot of them
know?
don't.
And
A lot of,
just like like even his interviews, if you watch, like he's just like the same like fake tough guy shit. Like, bro, you
yeah, you
know?
got to be more diverse, man.
Yeah, like
That stuff's getting a little old right now.
it does. It's because none of these guys are tough guys. They're boxers.
They're just
You
boxers.
know?
That's it. All that
Yeah.
fake.
I did. I'm not gonna lie. I did have him winning that Lomachenko fight.
Oh, yeah.
Um, I thought he won 8-4.
Interesting
So
take. Interesting take right there.
yeah. Um, I thought I'm pulling it up right now. I gotta pull up that card. I forget. I gotta pull it up, but I think I had him up 8-4, but then I said it could be 7-5. But I said regardless, any way you look at it, Jermaine, because he did more. He was punching more. If you looked at the punch stats, he had the advantage of punch stats. He had the advantage in power. He was backing up Loma, bro. If you watch that fight, I don't know how the freak you could score that for Lomachenko, but I think one of the cards was like 117, 111, like one of those
117, 111.
the
Yep,
old
117,
bullshit
112.
Canelo like scores that he would get.
Yep.
The 118
No,
and
we know about
117s,
those.
like there's no fucking way. And
Nah,
then like I
nah.
said, Lomachenko, at that time with fucking the Ukraine war and bullshit, they were promoting him, you know what I mean? Like whatever, it is what it is. He didn't win that fight. I don't know anyone credible that gave him that fight. Like, okay, yeah, boxing, like did he box maybe more efficiently? You can maybe make an argument for that, but he got outboxed. The damage is very high on the judging criteria, and I feel like Ortiz landed the way bigger shots. He was pushing forward the whole time, and he landed enough to win those rounds. Like who do you give the rounds to in a close round? The guy that threw 10 and landed 7, or the guy that threw like 30 or threw 40 and landed like he threw 40 and landed 20. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and he landed the bigger shots. He was backing him up. So you could say what you want. Like I said, I'm very objective. And that's another fight. I was one of the only ones that was like, these rounds, like Lomachenko's not winning these rounds. You know what I mean? But
And Ortiz is a
we all know
technical
boxing's a
boxer too.
business. So
Yeah, Ortiz is a technical boxer.
yeah.
You have a technical boxer walking you down doing those things. So that's kind of
Yeah. He was a lot bigger than Lomachenko too, but Lomachenko's never been a big guy.
no,
So,
no,
but
no.
and then that fight that he had last September, I forget, he fought some like bum, um, whatever. Like he dominated that fight. It was an easy fight, nothing crazy.
Right, right.
Um, but like I said, he's probably he's like a gatekeeper for elite fighters. Like if you're an elite,
Yeah,
and
I
I,
would
and I
say
hate to say the term elite because there really is no elite guys at these weight classes because none of them fight each other. But like if you want to be
that's the
considered
problem.
on that level, you have to be able to beat Jermaine Ortiz. You know, like
I
he's
agree.
not that premier
He's
guy.
not
He's
the
not.
elite, but he's like
He's
a
not
step
the
below.
Rollies. He doesn't have
Yeah,
the power of Rolly. He doesn't have
cool.
the clout, the Ryan Garcia clout. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So, but he's a great fighter. Like I said, I just wish that these guys fought more. You know what I mean? I mean, as far as champs, you got Haney, you got Tio,
you got Ortiz.
you got Mateus, and then you got Rolly. Right? Those are the four
Yep,
champs right now.
yep. Those are the four champions at 140.
Yeah.
And you
So,
think Theo beats them all, right?
oh yeah, I don't think Tio loses to anyone at
Mm. That would be
135, 140,
that'd be a hell of
147.
a resume.
I'm sorry, 135, 140.
That'd be
147, I think he could do. 147 is one of the weakest weight classes in boxing right now.
yeah, it is.
You
It's
know,
it's going
I
downhill right now.
like you asked if outside of Boots, who's unproven, like Stanionis is probably the best guy outside
Yep,
of
Stanionis.
fucking Bud.
Yep.
Like, and Bud's old. Like, he's gonna move up to
Yeah,
168, wherever the fuck he's doing.
Bud's on his way out of
Yeah,
boxing, not just
respectfully, but like the reason why 147 is a dead weight class is because you had these bums fucking tying up, wasting everyone's time for 5 to 7 years. And PBC, same bullshit. Like they got Thurman is a welterweight, and look, he's fighting the zoo guy. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm.
So, like,
Whatever he's saying, he's
Uh oh.
capping.
We
Whatever
got
he's saying is cap.
Coach
who is
Rob
this?
in the building.
Whatever he's saying is cap.
What am I saying, bro?
I don't even know what you're saying is
Hey
cap.
yo,
That's how you know the man can't
hey
debate.
Coach.
Whatever he's saying is cap, bro.
What up, Coach?
Nah, never
Don't
cap.
believe that. Don't believe that, yo.
Your jeans are on too tight, bro. Come on, bro.
Hey man, come on, man. Your girl knows about these jeans.
Yeah, well, listen, you know who knows? Drake. You've been
Hey
you've
yo,
been studying his
hey
tape.
Nah, you know what his packaging says. I don't.
My man was
You
breaking
already
down the,
know.
the Drake leak.
You already know what I
hey
entail.
yo.
He was on Twitter
You already know it.
talking about he was breaking it down, the whole tape.
I don't even have a Twitter.
No, I don't know. Fuck, I don't have Twitter either.
What's up, yo?
What's going on, Coach? Been a while, man. What you
Yeah, I
think
know, man.
like between Lopez and Ortiz?
I like I like Ortiz, but Lopez will probably win. They fought in 2015 in the Golden Gloves, and Tio beat him. So they know each other. They've been here before. I just think Teo is a little bit too athletic for him. Has too many angles. Has too many. It not well. It all depends really which Teo shows up. But
Exactly.
if the Teo that showed up against Josh Taylor,
Yeah, that's
he
a wrap.
wins.
That's a wrap.
Hey, Coach, could I ask you a question?
Yeah.
How did you score the Lomachenko Ortiz fight?
Uh, I forget my exact scores, but I had Loma winning. It was really close though. I forget the exact score
Yeah,
though. It was
Did
like
you have
I,
it like
7-5. It was
7-5?
like
I had
seven
it.
five, something like that. Yeah.
I
Yeah, I had
had
it.
it 7-5 for Ortiz.
Did you? No, I
Do
mean
you,
it could have. It was so close. It was hard to pull it. I mean, I just think that Loma, did more in the earlier rounds, and he got pressed a little bit in the later
who
ones.
had more damage? You think?
Mm,
I
more
feel like the
damage.
bigger shots were like Ortiz, like he was just stunning him, and like Loma would just stare at him after he got hit, and
Well,
he just didn't respond.
Ortiz
It
the
was
bigger
weird.
puncher though. He is a bigger puncher
Yeah,
than Loma. So I think that's a good fight to kind of base this one on. But I think that no, I still think Loma won. I think he did enough to win. He had more. The same way he wins most of his matches, where he's outpointing people. That's how I think he won.
but
Same way.
I don't think he was outpointing him though, man. That's the only thing was like, yeah, he might have had a more efficient boxing stat line, but
Yeah,
the damage has to be high in your scoring criteria. You
yeah,
know, that's why I don't
yeah.
understand like if you look at the way you're supposed to judge a card,
Hmm.
damage is supposed to be one of the highest, like that's the higher criteria in the rounds. And when Ortiz was landing the hooks and like when he was landing those the crosses and the hooks that were
Yeah,
stunning him, you have to factor that in. Like, okay, Loma landed a jab while moving away. Okay, like that's fine. Like, yes, you got to give him points for that. But then every round when those close rounds, those 50-50 rounds, I gave the advantage to damage. And before the fight, like if when I picked, I was like, oh, Loma should win this fairly easy. Like he probably loses 2-3 rounds. And I couldn't believe what I was watching. I was like, man,
to
he
be
slowed
honest,
down a lot.
yeah, I got to watch it again. To be honest, I just remember when I was watching. I watched it again, and I give you a better assessment. I haven't.
Yeah.
I don't remember actually what. Like I said, I know I had Loma winning, but I don't remember all the particulars on why.
I
Um,
just think like Tio is one of the best boxers
no,
who
Tio's
has
good.
technical skills and he's got a motor. And you don't ever see that. Someone with his gas tank, his motor, with the skills. You usually see guys like Mateus who just are really sloppy and that have zero defense and
Hmm.
they just pressure,
He's got
pressure,
a motor
pressure.
though. He definitely
Yeah,
has a motor.
Yeah,
who
but
Mateus?
he's a pressure
Yes, he
guy.
does.
Yeah, yeah.
But
All right, you have to
he
say it
ain't
like
got
that. Though. That's
skill.
kind of tough.
Like Tio got the fucking skills, man. And
No,
I
Tio
hate
Yeah.
to say it
definitely
because the guy's
good.
out of his mind.
No,
He's a fucking great fighter, man.
Tio. No, Tio is a good boxer, and like I said, that's why I said I have him. He should beat Ortiz. But I think, I mean, honestly, at 140, I think the only person that's probably going to give him trouble is going to be Devin. Excuse me, excuse me.
Devin.
I just got from training. It's going to be Devin or and obviously Matias. But honestly, I think he could outbox Matias. I think with Devin, he'll have more trouble outboxing him and outsmarting him.
He's
But
got more power than Devin, though.
he does. So I mean, it all depends on if he can hurt Devin or not. Which I think
Yeah,
he could if
he
he
should.
capitalizes. Yeah, if he
I,
can land.
I don't even think 140 is gonna. I think Tio. Every interview that I've watched, which is all of them, I'm pretty sure I've watched all his interviews in the last 2-3 weeks,
Mhm.
if not last couple of months. I believe he's going to 147 after this.
Yeah, who's he planning to fight there?
So if he goes, so right now it depends on which because he has the belt. What do he has WBC, right?
He
WBO.
has
I'm sorry, he has
WBO.
WBL.
Haney
He could go
or
up, and
I
it
mean,
depends because what's gonna end up happening is whenever the fuck this he's either gonna be the mandatory for Bud and Bud's obviously not going to
Really?
be there. Bud's not fighting him. It's not happening.
He's
Bud's
not.
gonna
Yeah.
have
For
to, I
what?
believe. So, and there's a lot that plays into this. I believe he's gonna go up to 147 because for him it's actually smarter. Because if when he goes up to welterweight, he's gonna immediately be the he's gonna be the mandatory for
He's
Bud,
mandatory
and
for WBO,
I
right?
don't think that I don't think Bud wants that fight. I think it's a very bad matchup for him because considering his age, considering
No,
a lot of
Bud.
things, and he's got the Canelo fight.
Tio's not. No,
He's got the
Bud's
Canelo fight that is looming. He's gonna want to fight Spence. Apparently, the rumor started again. He's gonna want to fight. He's not fighting Boots. He said it many times. He ain't fighting Boots. He's not
yeah.
moving up to 160. I'm sorry, to 154. So he's
Yeah.
gonna have to rematch Spence, and then he's out of there. And then look, if you're a Tio, you're not damn well Rolly's not gonna want to fight you. You know damn
Well,
well
the
Matias.
thing is, well, the thing is that he's not. The Bud fight's not going to happen for multiple reasons. I mean, one of them is because Bud's not going to stay at 47 much longer. But also Tio, I think he should come into 47, and Bud will probably vacate those belts like very soon. I don't think he's going to be. I don't think he'll be at 47 much longer. I think he vacates, and then he obviously fights Canelo, and I think after he fights Canelo, he retires. I don't see any other fight for him because it's like, why
No,
go?
and that's what I'm saying. If you're
Yeah,
Tio, right? Why would you stick at 140? You could always go back to 140, but these guys are not fighting, bro. Rolly's not going to want to fight you. Ryan's the money fight. You know that fight's going to be a pain in the ass to get.
Ryan would take the fight though. I think Ryan would take the fight.
Ryan would take anyone, but Oscar's the
Right.
fucking problem to deal with, bro. You know that. The
You
dude's
said who's the
naked,
problem to deal with?
fucking ironing his clothes, bro.
You said who's the problem to deal with?
Oscar, you can't deal with Oscar. What are you, crazy?
Yeah, he ironed his clothes naked.
Oscar's coked up, bro.
Oh man,
Uh,
oh man, Oscar.
But
Yo.
what? But listen, why?
boy,
Like, if you're Tio, Haney's not a draw. Haney can't sell. The only guy that could sell at 135 and 140 is Ryan, which that fight's going to be hard to get. And they used to be boys too, which is crazy. And like, why fight Haney? Like, okay, it's a close fight, but like, in my opinion, there's no money in that fight. Move up to 147, get a belt, solidify your fucking resume. He's already a Hall of Famer. That's an easy fight for him.
No,
He's
I
gonna
think the
fight a
Haney
vacant
fight.
guy.
I don't think the Haney fight makes sense, but if he loses to Ortiz, which I doubt he will, the Haney fight's off the table. And Bill Haney is rooting for Ortiz because they're boys. He knows them, they're friends. So it's not going to work his way.
No, you're right, but I'm saying if you're Tio, moving up to 147 is a no-brainer because you're not going to get what you want at 140. Like
But
Haney's
if
a
he moves
great
up
fighter,
to 47,
but he
if
doesn't
he moves up
sell.
to 47 after Bud vacates, he's going to have to fight Boots. He's not going to
No,
Boots.
no, Boots is staying. Well, Boots is staying with fucking. He's gonna stay with the WBC, bro. He ain't doing shit, bro.
No, Boots has an IBF, but I'm
I'm
saying
sorry, you're right,
yeah,
IBF, but he's gonna be
yeah.
going after WBC though.
That's well. I mean, he'll go for all of them at that point.
Yeah, he's gonna have to fight. He's gonna face Stanionis, and PBC. They take forever, bro. Who the fucking knows? Anything involved with Amazon Prime and PBC, bro. Tio knows. He knows. He said it in all his interviews. He knows his own promoter's bullshit. He knows all these guys are bullshit. So for him, he wins the belt at 147. He could go down to 140, fight Ryan. He could fight Haney. He can do whatever he wants. You know what I
well,
mean?
what's good, Brent?
I think I mean, I don't see it being a bad move to move to 47, but I think because he's kind of already cleared out 40 if you think about it, because he beat Josh Taylor.
Who cleared out
Yeah.
40 and who's moving up to 147?
Yeah.
Talking about Teofimo clearing out 140. What you think?
Clean up 140. What do you see all the new guys who just joined 140? Josh Taylor hasn't fought the best in what? How many years? 2 years? A year? He's been inactive.
What new guys have joined 140, yo?
Haney, Garcia.
Okay, and those are easy fights to make and easy fights to win. Because really,
Well, it hasn't been easy making it so far.
Well,
between
here's the
each other.
thing. Like I just said a minute ago, if he loses to Ortiz, which I doubt he will, that messes up the Haney fight. It also messes up the Matias fight. Ryan Garcia, he's a money fight, but his fight means nothing.
Ryan's the
I don't
easiest
think
fighter.
Ryan's not going to do anything else
I
more
don't
in
think it's as
boxing.
easy to make as you think it is.
It's easy.
Even if Tio,
Ryan's not going to do
wins,
anything more in boxing than what he's done. Ryan doesn't have any belts. He's not
He
gonna do
doesn't even
anything
have a
more.
trainer. Who's his trainer?
Right. He's not gonna
He
do anything
trains
more
with
in boxing than
Derrick
what he's done.
James.
He's with Derek, but like you said,
Yeah,
he doesn't
but
have a
didn't he
trainer.
say like 3 months, 6 months ago? Floyd said I'm leaving James, and then he said he may go back to Goose. He may go back to the dude in Arizona.
Goose isn't gonna take him.
I'm just saying
That's
he
true.
said it. I could pull up the interview. He's like, oh, I don't know if I'm sticking with Derek James. And then he said Mayweather's going to teach him the role. He said this last week. He's like, I trained with Mayweather. He's going to teach me the shoulder roll. Like, I don't even, bro. He doesn't know what the fuck he's
Come on
doing.
now. Come on now.
Ryan's best decision,
Shoulder roll, man.
which he failed, is the fight Rolly for the belt. He flunked that hella hard.
Ryan is not an
That
elite
was that was
fighter.
his easiest that was his easiest way to win a championship.
I mean, that's the easiest
He
fight for
fucked it up.
anybody at 40.
Yeah, but bro, Rolly knows him though. They train together. There's a reason why
Nah,
he didn't take
I
that
think
fight.
Garcia's he's too skilled.
Right, but Rolly, him and Rolly are
With
Okay,
no
different.
head, you guys thinking of
listen,
sparring. You
hate
guys
on
are
Rolly
thinking
all
of
you want.
sparring. You guys
He
are thinking of
fucking
sparring and training. But once the headgear comes off, I think Garcia got him.
No, bro. Garcia has who?
Rolly.
Rolly knocks Garcia's face into the third row.
Rolly could hurt, bro. Rolly could knock anyone out at 140,
Bro,
Garcia's been
147.
doing this shit since
bro,
he was
Garcia
7 years
is
old.
trash. Garcia beats
He's
nobody
not
at
gonna let
140 or 35.
Rolly beat him.
Garcia beats
Wait,
no one at 35 or 40.
can I ask you guys a question? That
Garcia is
Barrios guy,
certified trash.
that Barrios guy, that fucking Rolly fought and beat. Yes, the stoppage was bullshit, but you got to
Who?
give
The
him
old
credit.
dude?
The
That
old dude,
old
bro, his
41
That
year
last
old?
old
fight,
that old dude just knocked out forgot his
O'Hara.
name.
he
Uh,
sparked him. The dude from
O'Shan.
England.
O'Hara
Yeah.
Davies. Oh, Davies is actually
You
a
could
legit
say
contender.
whatever you want, and to
He's solid.
stop someone the way he did,
Yeah.
bro, you have to give him respect. And Rolly took his best shots and kept coming forward. Bro, you guys gotta stop disrespecting Rolly. Yes,
No,
he's a clown.
but Rolly also got Rolly also got
Rolly ain't got no gas and he's got no chin. Fuck Rolly.
He's
he
got
got
power though.
gifted.
That
He
power
got
can only
gifted.
take you
No, he
so
got
far
gifted against the old dude. That old dude
against
was
guy. Listen, against guys
Barossa.
who've been
Barossa.
against guys
His
like
name
Garcia,
Barossa. What's his name?
against guys like
yeah.
Garcia, Tank, Haney, guys who've been boxing since they were 6 years old, 7 years old. That Street Fighter shit that Rolly got isn't doing
Bro.
nothing against those guys.
Yeah, but Ryan
Garcia
has no heart. Ryan
Prince
gets hit, he's gonna quit.
Ryan is trash, bro. Like I don't care how you cut it, slice it. Ryan is trash.
Ryan has
Josh,
bad
you can't win multiple
got
national
bad
championships.
foot placement.
You
Yeah, you
can't win
can.
multiple national championships
Yeah,
by
you
being
can.
trash.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. I know plenty of people that have done it. He won 15 of them. And I know plenty of others that have done it that aren't even competing anymore. You can be significant trash and win. He's trash, bro. Like I don't know why people even put him in.
Not
I don't
multiple.
know why he won 15 of them. I get it. But where his part of the country, man, boxing ain't even that big. Where he came from. So it's like, of course he won.
No matter where he came from, in order to win a national championship, you have to beat the best of the best.
Dog, he's trash, bro. He had a left hook, and they just couldn't see it coming.
He's trash. He
He
beat
has
Haney
the
three
ability.
times. So
But amateur
does
now
that
you're
mean
gonna tell
Haney's
me
trash?
amateurs and pros are the same.
No, but
Okay,
you're
so he
trying,
does not
but
have a style that is,
you're throwing out the whole national. You're saying anyone can win a national. It's not
bro.
that
Anybody
simple.
really could if they got the right trainer. And if you have a left hook like how he has, that's how he's winning everything. And he's faster than everybody.
Bro,
That's
why
the
are we
thing.
comparing
But that's
amateur and pro, bro?
but
Like,
that's what I'm trying to get at. Let me finish what I'm saying. That's the whole reason
sorry.
why I didn't translate to the pros. You see what I'm saying? Like he's not a pro. He's a great amateur fighter, but that crap don't matter in the pros. It's a completely
True.
different format. So that's why he's no good in the pros. He's a great amateur. He could be a good amateur fighter. But I mean, even look at people like Lomachenko. Lomachenko they can barely do what he did in the amateurs and the pros. And
You're right.
and I'd say Loma is probably the greatest amateur that we know. They
You're
don't
right about that.
the styles don't translate. So Ryan as a pro is
Just
trash.
like Wilder. Wilder looked way more beautiful as an
Yeah.
amateur.
Yeah,
Sure
man.
did.
Like Ryan is a dynamite amateur, yo. Like he could still fight amateur today and probably still win another 15 national championships. But fighting as a pro, he doesn't have the footwork. He doesn't have the head movement. He keeps his
Mentally,
chin
he
in
don't
the
got
air.
nothing, bro.
Huh?
Mentally, he's got nothing.
Yeah.
He needs a. Well, you really can't bring that dog out of someone. They have to have it, but he needs a trainer like Robert Garcia, who's not gonna take his bullshit, who's gonna get the R in him. You know, he needs
Bro, he
that.
said he was going to Robert Garcia, and then he didn't.
That would be a good mix.
Yeah, because
He's got to win something. He has to have a good win. He hasn't won in forever, bro.
Yeah, and
none of
like I
this
said, I think it was a
real
Shakur.
quality.
I think Shakur was doing an interview, and I think it was him.
Fuck Shakur.
I think it was Shakur who said that
Why?
he
Wait,
said,
why? Danny, can we switch the topic? What's
hold
up
on,
with
wait
the
1 second, 1 second.
Shakur?
Let me finish what
Oh, go
I'm
ahead. Go ahead.
saying.
Sorry.
Shakur is another guy who I like. Shakur, I
Let me
feel he
finish
can
what I'm
beat
saying.
all these guys, but Shakur is another bullshitter right now, bro.
Yeah, he said. I think it was Shakur that said this. He
He
said that.
one he likes to price himself out. Two, he let one he no two he likes to price himself out without showing that he's worth that price. And then when you offer him a thing, oh he said, oh that's pennies. And come on, bro. He did the same thing at 126 when he turned down my man's for the belt because oh I want millions. Like who the fuck are you to want millions, bro?
Danny, why you choose that picture? Yo? And that's it. Danny put the picture. Your man looks sad, yo. Nah, I mean, I think Shakur is doing way too much right now. I just think he needs to fight whoever they put in front of him. I think, like, I honestly think he
He
should have
needs to
taken.
earn it.
He should have taken the Devin fight, in my opinion.
I agree.
If Devin really offered him 25%, I would have taken that and ran with it and beat the brakes off Devin and be undisputed right
There
now.
was never an
But
offer
there
per
there
his
was.
own
There was an
promoter.
offer, bro.
There
Even
was
Shakur
never.
admitted there was an offer.
No,
No,
there
no,
Stop trying to.
wasn't.
You're trying to defend.
No,
Wait. No. The reason why he's trying to defend it is because he's trying to maintain the thought that Haney was just
no.
bullshitting and Haney is a duck. No,
His
Haney.
own
Come on, bro.
promoter said there was never an offer. It's against the law. They never offered it. Never.
well, Shakur said they did though.
Shakur said they did.
I don't
Yeah,
care
It
what
came
said
out of
they
Shakur
did.
Shakur. It
said.
came out of Shakur's mouth.
I don't care.
Yeah.
It's meaningless. If the
I mean,
promoter
I can't say
himself
that's
said
meaningless, bro. You
there
can't
was
say that's
never
meaningless.
because there's no offer. I don't. The fighters don't make fights. Promoters make fights.
If there's a term sheet, if there's a
There
term
was
sheet,
nothing. There was never anything
So you're saying.
submitted.
So you're saying both
Never happened.
Shakur. So you're saying both Shakur and Devin bullshitting.
Yes, fighters don't make fights. It's impossible. They have no idea what they're talking
Chick
about.
Fil A.
They're both full of shit.
Oh wow.
Fighters cannot make
Fighters
fights.
don't. They don't
It's
make fights.
impossible.
I'm trying to
No,
think of an example.
it's never happened.
Floyd and Manny made their own fight. Fuck a
No,
promoter.
Floyd and Manny met at that basketball game,
Listen, they
and they
met
both
exactly.
agreed.
They met at that basketball game,
No,
and
hear me out.
they decided when they wanted to fight. They met at the basket. Floyd made he ran the show, not promoters, not
No,
nobody.
they
Floyd said, "Hey,
agreed. Whatever
we're gonna meet at that."
conversation they had, they
Exactly. So they
agreed
made the fight.
they agreed to
Exactly.
terms on what the
Exactly.
contract would be.
They that still is them making a fight.
And
What don't you understand?
you can't compare two pay-per-view commodities and fucking Devin Haney, who's fucking sold 35,000. Bro, stop. 35,000 pay-per-views. I could sell
Here,
more fighter coach in fucking
here's
July.
so
Stop,
here
bro.
here's what happened though. So Shakur did say that there actually wasn't an offer made to him, but he said that the offer was lower than anything he'd made in his last 4 or 5 fights.
Yeah, he doesn't believe it though.
So he didn't believe that there was going to be a legitimate offer put on the table. But but what I think is, even if there was even if we were talking about an offer, I wouldn't have, because then what he did was he went back to the WBC to get them to force their hand for them to mandate
To
him to
make it
fight.
mandatory.
But still, even then, like I would have just been like, okay, what you really got? If they came back with nothing after I went after, I mean, even before he went to the WBC, then at that point I'm like, okay, I'm going to the WBC. But if they had already offered him something, and I mean, even if it wasn't like a full legit contract, if they even said to me, hey, look, I'll offer you 25% of everything, I would have took that and like, all right, let's do it, because I would have been so confident that I can beat Devin.
Yeah, but the
And
only
take
So
problem
the
is
so
belts
the
and
only
take
wait,
the
take
wait,
the
belts.
cut.
belts.
You
And I
guys
like
are
to I like to
comparing.
That's
mention
it.
I like to mention Floyd and De La Hoya, but people like to say, "Oh, Floyd got paid millions and blah blah blah." But hey,
No, Floyd was the B side.
yeah
Floyd
No,
was the B
he
side.
still was the
yeah,
B
Floyd
side. He took the
learned
fight. He said, "Fuck it."
everything. Floyd learned everything about fucking up, fudging those contracts from Oscar. The
All
glove
I'm saying.
size, the weight between,
Oh,
like
of
when
course.
you get
The
checked,
catch weights.
everything, all those like little, um, those little, um, those little nitty gritty
Disadvantages.
things. Who goes out first? Who goes out second? The wait time between when you get your gloves checked, how long you have to wait, what time do you have to enter the arena, like all those little intricacies for contract. That was all. De La Hoya was the first one to do all that shit.
That
And
stuff
then
can't fight for you,
Mayweather
bro.
learned all that, but you can't. The guys, what you have to
What's up, buddy?
understand is boxers box.
What?
You know what I mean? They don't. When it comes to contracts, the promoters will like. Let's say Shakur and Bill were speaking, right? And they agreed on that 25%. When Shakur calls his promoter, whoever it is, they're gonna say, "Stupid! I'm not doing this." Well, what do you mean I'm not doing this? Because we could just go to WBC, become
Fighters make
mandatory,
fights, bro.
and get 50-50 split.
I'm
No,
hearing
but
it. I'm hearing what you're saying. I'm hearing it 100% what you're saying. But at the end of the day, if a fighter tells his promoter, "I'm not fighting this guy," look at Tank. He told Floyd, "I'm not fighting this guy. I'm not fighting this guy,
Tank is his
Lomachenko."
own promoter, though. He doesn't have a
No,
promoter.
before he told him, "I'm not fighting Lomachenko."
I know. Well, no, everyone.
Look at Garcia.
Well, ultimately,
Garcia told Oscar De La Hoya, "I'm not fighting anyone besides Tank. Get me the Tank fight, or I'm
Yeah,
not
but
fighting."
the
That's it.
problem. Yeah, but Prince, you have to understand these guys are they're promoters. Promoters are supposed to promote and advise fighters. Oscar knew everyone who knew boxing knew Ryan had zero chance in that Tank fight. Zero. I don't know anyone who legitimately thought Ryan had a chance. Why would Oscar want that fight, the Tank fight? He knows his guy's gonna lose. He's not ready for it. Like
thought he would win, bro. So I mean, not everybody,
he didn't think
but
he knew he was gonna lose that shit.
Prince thought he was winning. Prince, you
Well,
thought he was
Prince, yeah,
gonna win.
Prince doesn't know.
Yeah,
Prince
Prince
is
thought he was
freaking.
gonna win.
That's what I'm saying. Prince was the only person I knew who fucking thought he was gonna win. But like,
Bro, listen, I'm not making excuse. I'm not making excuses for Garcia,
Prince
but
was locked on that.
he was whooping that ass. Tank was bitching like a little bitch in the second round.
Bro. No,
Imagine
but
a
Prince,
Garcia who wasn't tired.
promoters are advisors.
There was never
You
a
don't want your
second in
guy
that
unless
fight
you
where I was
listen.
concerned.
Unless
Tank
you've
was
ever been
bitching in
in.
the second
There
round.
was never
But Prince, unless
that's
you've ever
also
been in
where
that situation,
that's also
I'm
where
telling
Ryan
you.
got. Hold on, Eddie. That's also where Ryan got dropped was the second round. So I mean, that can't be the fact. He got dropped in the second round. Prince, come on, bro.
Right after he did rock Tank for
Yeah, he rocked. Imagine
He didn't
him being
rock
fully.
Tank, bro.
Imagine him being fully fledged.
Tank
I'll give
never
you that.
got rocked in that fight,
He
bro.
got rocked. He was bitching to the ref saying, "Oh, he's hitting the back of the head. He's doing this. He's doing that."
Because he hit him in the back of the head. He didn't get
Yeah,
rocked,
like a
bro.
little bitch. Imagine Garcia had no rehydration calls and
Oh
this and
my
that. Imagine Tank
god.
the bitch and Tank would do.
He
He'd
would
be
have
running
still
like a
got beat because
yeah.
Ryan's trash.
This
Like
is
we
this is
just
the
discussed
perfect
5 minutes ago.
picture. This is the perfect picture. He'd be running like a
Ryan's
little chicken like
trash.
Shakur.
Ryan's trash, bro. Like I don't even know why people even like look at him as a boxer. Like he's an Instagram boxer. Bring Ryan to my gym. I got 6 kids right now that could beat him. Like he's nothing. Like I got
Easy to
six
talk,
kids.
coach.
It's the
But
truth, bro.
real
Easy.
He's
quick,
trash.
Coach.
He's
Listen,
trash,
Coach
bro.
Prince.
Like
Another thing
he's
is
not
this,
good.
right? If you are representing or advising Shakur, bro, Shakur is not Jermaine Ortiz. Shakur is not one of these guys that are like up and comers or like a non-elite guy. You know, if you're representing Shakur Steven, you know he's better than all these guys. Why the fuck would you agree on some IG text message to 25%? You're like, bro, you're better than that. You're like, what? Who? But you
Here's the thing. I
no, no,
understand.
wait,
You're
wait. Let me finish.
100%
Let me
right.
finish. Haney has never sold anything in his life. He has zero precedent to fucking make. He's not a shot caller, bro. You like I hate to break it to you. Haney's a great. I like him a lot, but he's got
Who
no
has
balls, bro.
who had the belts?
It doesn't. It's not a matter about belts.
Who
Because if it was a matter of belts,
who was undisputed?
what do you mean undisputed?
But he beat George Kambosos though.
He beat
Anybody
George.
that
He
anybody
beat
that
George
fought him better
Kambosos.
beat.
He beat Lomachenko.
Cause Teo he didn't beat Lomachenko. He beat
A lot of people don't think he did.
he didn't beat Lomachenko.
Whose final hand was raised?
Huh?
Whose hand was raised?
The person that didn't win.
No matter like Floyd would say, no matter how you slice it or dice it, whose hand was raised.
He didn't win. So
So
I mean,
But
he
you
won.
could say
we're not talking belts, though.
you could say throw out the belts. You could say, but that holds weight. When
No, I
Canelo
get it.
when
I get
Canelo
it.
when
I get it.
Canelo
But
won it,
let's not.
Caleb said you got to earn this shit. I want
I'm
what
not.
I want. Give me
I
my
get
10
it.
mil. Give me my 10 mil, or I'm not fighting you. You want this
I
belt? You
get
got to
it.
earn it.
I get it. But what I'm saying is that Devin had the easiest rise to undisputed than anybody ever
Lomachenko is
in
the
the history.
easiest rise.
He
Come
already
on,
had
bro.
the, he was already undisputed when
Come
he
on,
fought
bro.
Lomachenko. The easiest rise is beating George Skambosis. Like that's the
Who
easiest. Like
just
you could beat
who
him.
just whooped on who just whooped on T.O.?
Get what? He beat a distraught T.O. He would
This
have
dropped
never
T.O.
beat.
my ass.
He
T.O.
would
was
have
talking
never
shit.
beat.
He got
He would
humbled.
have never beat the T.O. that just beat Josh Taylor, yo.
Bro,
And we
no.
and if you say
T.O. was
that, you
talking
don't know
his
anything
crap.
about fighting.
T.O.
He
was
would have
talking
never
T.O.
beat
was
the
talking his
Teo.
crap. T.O. was going to press. He did the
He would
he
have
did the he
never
did the
beat the
No,
Ruiz.
Teo.
He did the
but
Ruiz. He
anyway,
did
but
the
listen,
Ruiz,
but
walking
Prince,
around with his belt.
you can't use both sides of the debate. When you're negotiating, you have to have something.
You're right.
Devin Haney sold
He just
34,000
lost to
pay-per-views.
Maxie Hughes.
I'm not
Who the
disputing that.
heck
You're
is
right.
Maxie Hughes?
If a promoter tells you his fighter like, yo, this isn't the right deal and blah blah blah,
Like my
but
man is named after a tampon.
you gotta pull a Floyd. You gotta beat these guys. Even B Hop did it. Not B Hop. Primetime. Even Primetime did it. He beat undefeated fighters to build up a certain
Thing is,
resume.
You
everybody's
talking
not
about
poor.
But
prime
Yeah,
time
you
that
Haney
just
Everybody
got?
doesn't have the
Haney didn't fight
You
at
prestige of
talking
being
about
poor.
135.
prime
He
time that
moved
just
up.
got slept? You talking about prime time that just got slept?
yeah,
Lil B
but in
Hop?
the beginning, yes, that guy, Lil B Hop. But in the beginning,
Yeah,
he
he
built
got
up
stuck.
a certain standard of beating undefeated fighters, so people knows like, all right, this guy can
But
earn a.
Prince, Haney wasn't staying at 135. So why are we having this debate? This is what I keep saying.
Haney right now is probably about 204. I
Yeah.
mean, and that's without those boots that he wears. What I'm saying is, is that Haney comfortably can fight at 147, probably 154 to be honest.
That's the
But
crazy thing about it.
that he could honestly fight there and be comfortable. But what I'm
He
saying
get
though,
knocked
Prince,
out.
that's because
Depends who he
he's
fights.
chinny. Yeah, it did depend who he fights. But he also has pretty good defense. I mean, we thought Regis Prograis. Some people thought Regis Prograis would knock
No
him out,
one
but
thought
Prince.
that bum
No, actually,
that
Prince was.
two bit
Wait,
bum
Well,
would
some
Prince.
knock
Prince
him.
people
probably
did,
was one
bro.
of them.
Some people
Prince probably
did.
was one of them, Prince.
Prince,
I
you
think
I
said
wasn't
Prince.
one
You
of
said
them.
that Regis is a
I
dog and
wasn't
he's
either,
got too
but
much
I'm just
power.
saying some people did.
Get the fuck out of here. That never
no,
came out of
you
my
did.
mouth.
It
I've
came through
always
your text. I do remember somebody texting you
no,
though. I thought it was
that was
you.
It
not
was
me.
Prince.
I've always said the 140 division. Even Josh Taylor, I've always said the 140 division were overrated. There were nothing compared to the 135s. Most of those guys, even Josh Taylor, Rodriguez, most of those guys were 2-bit bums. Like they're okay with the guys who they're fighting, but compared to the talent at 135, they cannot hang. I always said the 140 division was weak.
Wow.
You can't really say that. It was
No,
full honesty now.
you can't really
You
say
can't
that.
really.
Oh,
Do you
when
think it's
Josh
weak
Taylor
now?
when Josh Taylor and Regan's fought, oh, two dogs, two 140 dogs. Come on, get the fuck out of here.
You can't say that now though, because I mean everybody that you
Yeah,
said that
because
was
we
a
got
dog
poor
at
champions.
30. That's what I'm saying. You can't really say that now because
No,
everybody that you
Josh
said that
Taylor
was a
put the
dog
work
at
in.
35. Josh
Regis was
Taylor
just a
got smoked.
brawler. That's it.
Josh
Regis
Taylor
was a
got
brawler that could
smoked.
punch. That's all he
Josh
was.
Taylor got smoked by T.O. So what I saw from T.O. that night,
That showed the difference between the
I don't
135
have,
talent.
I don't have no. But all of them are at 140 now, so you can't say it's talent in this division anymore. What I'm saying is that that T.O. would have beat the brakes off of Scambosis easy.
But he did it.
You're right. It was a bad night for him. You're right. It was a bad night. But
Bad
he
night.
would have beat.
Bad night, my
He.
ass.
It was a
So
bad
you
night.
think that was the same Tio that fought
That's the same T.O. that fought Josh
Josh
Taylor.
Taylor? Prince.
Different styles. Do
No,
I have an
bro.
echo?
Straight up and down
Somebody
style,
does.
bro. It's the same.
Hey,
It's Eastern European. The style is no
I'm
different.
muted. Sorry.
The
but yeah,
style is
Either
like
no
I was
either
different.
either
saying,
way, guys. Prince, you need to give it up. Like, stop this debate with Shakur Haney. Haney was never gonna fight at 135. I don't know why. He was just pump faking. It
why
was
are you
never
trying
gonna
to?
happen.
Because here,
It was never
I
gonna
don't.
happen.
I think Shakur beats Haney too, but people are trying to push this
Mhm.
agenda that Haney's some kind of duck. That's the thing. You can't push that agenda. Haney, honestly, Haney's one of those guys who would fight anyone. You guys are pushing an agenda where he's ducking Shakur.
Say he'd fight
Why
anyone.
would he give him a
200
But
pounds,
75
bro. Come
25
on. What are we
global?
talking
He
about?
fought the boogeyman. What do you mean?
who's the boogeyman?
The guy Tank was ducking for years. Who Tank didn't want to fight? That's the
Who?
boogeyman.
Who?
Who?
Lomachenko. And you
Lomachenko's
guys gonna say, oh, he beat him.
Lomachenko's 1,001 years old, bro. If he had
Come
a
on,
fought,
bro.
if he had a fought, like I mean, Lomachenko would have been through injuries and everything else. He fought him after he'd lost. You
Now
gotta
you got
understand how
you,
much that plays on the mind of somebody that has only lost one fight in the last
Still lost
15
to Loma.
years. No, and technically in my mind, Devin did lose to him. But I'm saying you got to think about how that plays on the mind. When he lost to Tio, when Loma lost to Tio, that was the last Loma. That was the last time we ever saw the Loma that we know. Because you got to think about it, bro. This man has won 396 amateur fights and lost one. That means he's lost one fight, one real fight in the last. Well, outside of Salido, but Salido was kind of that one was trash. That means he's lost like 2 fights
3.
in the last. Well, 2 fights in
This is
pro.
amateur career.
the thing is, I still
2
consider
fights
Lomo.
in
I
the
still consider
last.
Lomo another overhyped guy. But since people, for the sake of argument, since people like to use Lomo as a good body, I use him as a good body. You know, since
As
people like to
the
overhype
last
him.
version,
What
the
makes him
last
overhyped?
version,
Wait,
the
real quick.
last
Let me ask you a quick
version of.
question, Prince.
Let me
How did
finish
you
this.
score
So
the
let me finish what
Ortiz
I'm about to
Loma
say.
fight?
The last
It
version.
was close. I don't remember how I scored it, but I remember scoring it pretty close. But Lomo did win.
Okay.
Adrian said that.
Version,
You said
the
that.
the last
Ortiz.
version of Loma that we saw was when he fought Tio. That was the last time we ever saw the Loma that we all know and have
The last
the
Lomo that
Matrix.
the last Matrix that we seen was when he was fighting C plus fighters like fucking who's that guy? Johnny, not Johnny. I forgot the guy's name. Zach,
Mhm.
some shit. When he was fighting C plus, when he can do all that Matrix shit. That's the last time we seen him do any of that crazy good looking stuff.
He did have a shoulder injury too against Tio.
That's true.
And you could
And
tell.
that
I
fight
don't want
was,
to.
was
I
actually
don't want to hear. I don't want to hear
2
any.
fights.
Just like Shakur.
And
Just like Shakur.
after the first 7 rounds, if you watch that fight again, he beat him handily. Like if he would have did
Beat
Loma
him
start,
handily.
if he
Tio.
started earlier, if he still watch the fight again, Prince. If he started earlier doing what he did from round 7 on, he would have beat Tio handily. I mean,
He won.
easily,
I think he won
easily. He won from 7 to
after
12 easily.
after the 7. I think he won
From
the
7 to 12, he
7. I
won.
think he won 7, 8, 9.
And
Yeah.
It,
10,
it
11, and 12.
10 is debatable, but Tio definitely took 11 and 12.
No,
You
no,
think
no,
so?
no.
Tio outworked him the 12. The 12th.
Loma,
I remember that 12th
Loma,
round. Wait, you're
Loma
gonna give Lomo
won.
that 12th?
Loma won the last, like I'd
You're
say,
gonna give him the 12th? He
from
died
round
out.
7 on. From round 7 on, he won.
You won the 12.
Hey,
Bro.
real quick.
Yeah,
From
Can I
round
make a
7
point
on, he
real
won.
fast?
Tio won the 12th.
Yeah, go
He
ahead,
finished
Let me
strong.
make a quick point.
Go ahead, AD.
I think we could all agree that Tio clearly beat Loma, and I think we could all agree that Loma clearly beat Haney.
Yeah.
Facts.
But
These are facts.
I don't know. I don't
What?
know, bro.
If Coach
You,
and I agree on anything,
Yeah, he
shit.
clearly
That's what I'm
beat
saying,
stupid.
bro.
you guys
He
are
clearly.
biased towards Haney.
We actually agree on a
I
lot more
like
than you
Devin
think,
Haney.
AD.
I picked
Who
him to win.
whose face was marked up? Whose body was teared up? You guys
Oh,
are
he's
watching from a
white.
Sean Porter perspective. Sean Porter, he fights the same way. You can't win in spurs. I don't care how many spurs you do. Every 30
Who
seconds,
landed more? Who landed more?
Bro,
again. Haney
he
landed the
landed
more
more.
accurate shots. What do you mean?
He actually did.
He
Look at the
landed
Look
more.
at
scoreboard.
the
Look at the
copy box.
score.
Actually, Loma landed more shots.
He
Show me
did.
the
Look at
copy. Show me the copy box.
I'm
put
about
it
to
on the
look it up.
screen,
Hold
Danny.
on. Don't worry about it. I got you.
From what
You
I
can't win.
remember.
You cannot win in spurs. The Sean Porter effect does not work. When has the Sean Porter effect worked? You can't throw
Right.
30 seconds and you look good for 30 seconds and then stop
Loma
the whole
landed
round.
more. Loma landed more. I just Googled it.
I'm looking at it right now.
All right. Anything else, Prince?
124 to 110. And you're saying Haney landed it more accurate. It was only by like 5%.
Again, okay, you just proved my point. Accurate. Accurate? He landed the more accurate shots. All the other Spurs bullshit is out the window.
But you don't give people credit for
Just like
landing or landing.
yes, we do. Floyd landed accuracy in most of his fights is the reason why he won. Accuracy.
No, that's
throwing the punch and accuracy. I don't care about how much spurs you throw, how many punches you throw. Accuracy.
But he landed more.
Does it matter how many punches you land though? That's what I'm asking.
It's more.
If somebody
You gotta get bodies.
It can go. Honestly, They can go 50-50 for that for me, to be honest.
I
So
had it seven.
what did you have
I
the
had
fight?
it 7-5 Loma. That's what I had it.
Yeah, it's not like we said Haney got dominated.
Yeah, he
We're
didn't
just
get
saying
dominated,
that
but
the
it was
scorecards
7-5
that
Loma.
they had for Devin Haney was a little bit too much, a little wide.
It
Well, yeah,
was. I had
Like
it. I had it
117.
like
Are you kidding me?
because he
yeah.
lost. That's why it was
It
wide.
was a little
Like
too
that's
much.
crazy.
He lost. That's what happened actually. But I mean, I get it. You know, you gotta take the belt from
And
the
you guys
champ. He
understand
lost.
where I stand. I think Loma lost the fucking Ortiz fight, but I think he clearly beat Haney. I'm very objective when it comes to this shit. Like
I don't
I
think
have
he.
no
I don't.
dog in this fight. I could
That
care
I
fight.
less.
do
That fight.
now. I
That fight
do
could have
know
gone
that
either way, though.
I do know the
Which one? Which
narrative
one are we
has
talking about?
been.
Ortiz?
The Ortiz, because Ortiz did
Yeah,
really
And I think
beautiful in the
Ortiz
first
won.
couple of rounds.
So
I do know the
Do we
narrative
do
has
we think
been.
that Ortiz did better than Devin Haney against Loma?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I would say so too. I would say so too. What do you guys think about the Thurman Zoo fight? Is this just a is
Tsyzu
Thurman
is
gonna
over.
knock
He's
out? What's gonna
overrated.
happen? You said
I think
who's
Thurman's
overrated?
gonna get stopped.
He's another overrated
You said
fighter.
Thurman gets stopped.
I think Thurman gets stopped. Yeah.
I said late round stoppage for Zoo. 8 round, 9 round.
He
Yo,
wants to
Zoo has the
he
jab.
wants
You
to
guy got to stop playing with him, bro.
he wants to pick on a 147 who hasn't fought in what,
No,
2
he's
years?
not picking on anybody. He tried to fucking
Thurman wanted
unify.
to smoke.
Yeah, because he wants money. Thurman wants smoke. He wants 10 mil to fight Boots.
No.
Yeah,
Zoo
that's
Zoo
and
had the
Crawford. He wanted
Zoo
10
had
million.
Yeah,
the fight
he's trying
with
to cash.
Charlo.
He's trying to cash himself out.
Yeah.
No,
You're
bro.
right. You're right about that, AD. He did have the fight. Charlo put bullshit like twice, so that's
Yeah,
not
what do
on
you want me to
him.
do,
I give him
bro?
that.
You think he wants to fight Thurman? Fuck.
You're right. That's not
That's
on him.
true.
He
That's
tried
true.
to fight the best.
He tried to fight Charlo. That
Then
was supposed to happen.
fight the other nigga. I forgot his name.
Who?
That Charlo fought. That's also a dog. Brian Castano. What about that guy?
Bro.
Castano is a dog, bro.
He's good. I'm not saying he's not, but who's he beaten since he lost to Charlo? Who's he fought? Has he even fought?
Yeah, I don't think he's fought, but
He
he's
hasn't
still.
fought. I mean, is he ranked in the?
This is listen. The Zoo fight is listen. We don't know what Thurman is like.
That's what
He
I'm saying.
hasn't
All
fought in
depends on
years.
Thurman.
Yeah, you're right. We don't know which version of
It
Thurman's
depends
gonna
on
show up.
Thurman. We know what Zoo's going to bring to the table. Zoo fought 3 times last year.
He
Thur-
coming
Thurman
yeah,
hasn't had
forward.
a competitive fight since 2019, guys.
Yeah.
Any packet.
You're right.
You guys gotta stop hating on
I
him,
feel
bro. He
like
could jab.
I feel like if Thurman had kept the like his activity up after the Boros fight, then he possibly could have had put up a good fight. But right now, like AD just said, we don't know what Thurman's gonna come with. He hasn't fought. He
So
hasn't done anything.
Castano has not fought since 2022 when he lost or got knocked out by Charlo. So he hasn't even been an active fighter.
Yeah, no, you can't even put him in
You
the.
can't put him
He may be
against
retired
Zoo.
for all we know.
You can't right. You can't even put him in. You can't put him in against Zoo right now.
Bro, 154 and 147 are like
Who else is on the
fucking
who
pathetic, bro.
else is on the 54 list?
You can pull it up.
Who's top 5?
Let's look it up.
I think they
I
still
don't
have
really- I don't
Charlo.
really
Get rid of
that
him.
other
That's
guy
sad.
isn't
We actually
fighting.
have to look things up to see who's really.
Because I know
in the
Sebastian isn't.
That's how you know the
fought in a
division is
minute.
not really popping like that.
Oh, what about the Mendoza guy who
Eubanks.
knocked out Sebastian?
Mendoza's good. He's okay.
Is it Eubanks at fucking 160 or 68?
Eubanks.
Super. All right, I got it. You got Erickson Lubin.
Okay, you got Lubin.
He's not bad.
Ass.
He's okay.
Charlo. We're just gonna say
He's
Charlo
ass.
for now is retired. Mendoza, he's basically retired. He hasn't fought. Fedora, remember? Oh my God,
Sebastian Fedora.
he's number 5.
He just got knocked out.
Yeah.
Yes.
Magomed
So-
Kurbanov, that's the guy. I believe he is from Dagestan. He's undefeated. He's like 25-0. The dude could box. Like no one's gonna face this guy. The dude's a fucking killer.
25-0?
Virgil Ortiz.
Josh
I
Kelly.
think Virgil Ortiz is a 154 now. Even though
Yes,
he
is.
He
He's
fought
number
a
3 in the WB in the IBF, I believe. WBA.
Oh yeah, Hazel Ramos is also good too.
Jesus Ramos is
I
good.
feel like he beat Lubin.
Yeah.
Jesus Ramos is good. So I
He's
mean,
good.
honestly, but you don't really have any killers at this.
No, that Russian guy, Magomed.
Magomed
Bro,
is good.
watch,
Magomed is
bro.
good.
That
Go
guy.
go
That
down
guy's
a
got
And
little.
you
motor.
got Xander. You got Xander out there.
Come on, bro.
Xander's
We're
number 3.
talking. We're
we,
talking.
everyone got quiet when he said that. We're talking serious.
You don't like
right now,
Xander?
bro. He's sharp, but we're talking serious right now, bro.
He needs coach. He needs coach to train him.
Hey man.
Him and Vito Malnicki. Oh shit, my boy Vito made the list. Wait, hold up.
Yeah, he made the list.
Hey, I might have screenshot that my nigga Vito.
Austin Trout is still on the list.
Get the fuck out of here, bro.
Austin Trout? What the hell?
Austin Trout is
that guy still
7.
fight?
Yeah, I guess.
Bro, 154 is a dead weight class, bro.
It's really dead, bro.
Hold up, I don't understand this list. Is this each of the belts?
On organizations.
I see the WBA, I see.
Yes. So it's based on organizations. But still, him being on the list? Austin Trout?
Yeah, that just means it's a dead division if they put him up there.
When's the last time Trout had a fight? I know he's been fighting bare knuckle boxing.
He's been fighting bare. Oh man, that fighters do that when they got no money. That's crazy. Bare knuckle boxing.
Austin Trout.
Yo, bare knuckle is actually a very good product, by the way.
It is.
That is.
Coach's buddies, coach's friends with I guess his brother owns it or runs it.
Gabriel Rosado, he started that shit off.
Yeah, he did good.
Bro, some of the honestly outside of the main attraction, they do better numbers than
47
boxing.
is dead. Look at this.
Let's see, 47. Josh Taylor hasn't
Bro, IBF doesn't have people
Conor
rated
Ben
1 or 2.
Conor Ben is pretty good, but he's just a cheater.
Nah, Conor Ben could knock out most guys on that weight class.
Yeah, I like Conor Ben, but I just can't look past the cheating shit.
Nah, but he didn't cheat though.
He got vindicated.
No, he's just like that. The black girl. They just gave him a pass. They were like, all right, fuck it. We're not even gonna argue with you. Go ahead, you're good. We caught you cheating, but we don't have the money to argue and take you to court. So you good,
like
bro.
Alicia Baumgartner.
Yeah, they were just like
got vindicated.
You didn't provide any proof why you have steroids in your system, but we're not taking this to court. You're good. Have a good day.
That's a sorry list for 147.
Really?
147 is Boots, Stanionis.
What is this shit? It's done.
Look at this.
Not rated. What?
You got
what kind of this division is sad.
Look, don't even look at 160. 160 is worse.
Yeah, go to 160. Yeah. My boy Ian Green is up there.
It's a bunch of Russians that people don't even know that really run that division.
Yeah, I gotta check out my boy Ian.
Charlo, Carlos Adames. Arislandi Lara, guys, is a
fuck out of here, bro.
So
at
Janabek is probably the best guy at 160 right now.
That's probably right.
And no one wants to fight him, so
go down a little, bro. I'm looking for my nigga Ian Green. Is he up there?
Oh, Shane Mosley Jr. Bro, he got his ass kicked in that last fight.
They doing him dirty.
Shane Mosley Jr. is still on the list.
Oh, he's right there, rank 7.
Where?
He's ranked 7.
Ian Green,
yep. See it.
7 in the WBA.
Coach, is Coach on or no?
Is he?
Bro, it's
hey,
I hate to say this, bro. It's easy to be top 10 in boxing, bro. As long as you if you're a full-time fighter and you just keep your head down,
right?
You could easily be ranked top 10 in boxing, bro.
Yeah, shit.
Look at get a couple of good quality. I mean, not even necessarily quality.
That's basically what Rolly said.
How good is Ian Green, bro? Let's be real. Like Prince.
Nah, Ian is sharp.
Let's be real. Like
but you're just saying that like he's sharp.
Yeah, but compared to like the freaking GGGs and the killers,
is he a world class athlete, bro?
That's the test. That's the test he's gonna have. That's the test he's gonna have to see. To be honest, I feel like he could beat Laura. Laura's old right now.
Yeah, that dude's slow.
So he can take a Laura, but a GGG, even though GGG's old, I don't know if he could take that kind of punch.
Triple G?
Yeah.
Not even on the list.
GGG's done.
I think they put him at 168.
Is he at 68?
I think they put him at 168. Yeah.
Let me see.
That Russian dude, the Akali, he has 2 belts.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a dangerous fight.
Yeah. No one's gonna fight. Like I said, Janabek. No one's fighting Janabek, bro.
No, Janabek is tough, man.
Yeah.
Is he at 68?
I've never seen him fight, but just off the name, he looks tough.
I don't see.
No.
him
There's
at
a reason
68,
why.
bro.
What's that bum dude that lost to who's the black dude that for years, for a decade, people were like, oh, Canelo's ducking him. He fought
Boo
Benavidez.
Boo.
Boo Boo, yeah, Boo Boo literally
Andre,
vacated.
yeah.
They made
Andre?
Janabek mandatory. Bro, they made Janabek mandatory. Andrade just like literally stopped emailing back, the promoter. No, they just literally went ghost. So they vacated him.
Yeah, that might be too much for my nigga.
And that's not me saying it. You could literally go on Twitter and see, like, he literally blocked people. Like they just ignored. They just ignored. Like, they didn't even respond back. Even when they said when he came down, because they remember when Andrade lost, they said, "Oh, he's gonna go back down." They're like, "You want to fight him again?" They were like, "He was like, no, I'm good. I'm good, bro."
Wasted career.
Yeah.
Wasted.
He's just most. I hate to say this. A lot of American boxers. He's exactly what's wrong with boxing, like American boxing. You have guys who spent 10, 12 years calling out people that he had no intentions of fighting. Never at one, he never ever truly intended to fight anybody. He never fought anyone. The dude turned 35 years old, never fought anybody. The first real test, he fucking barely, for I think a half round, he gave David Benavidez like some trouble. Then he gassed, and that was it, bro. Like, the dude gassed in a half a round.
Yeah, that fight he looked like shit.
Bro, I even put in the chat, bro, Benavidez, he's not even known for power, one body shot. Bro,
I wouldn't say he's not known for power, bro. Like, I think
he's not known. He's not like
he's more so known for speed. You're right. I guess
he's a volume guy.
He's known for speed, but he
speed and overwhelming.
Bro, he landed one body shot. Andrade acted like he's never been hit like that in his life. He's not a world class guy. Like,
that's what happens when you fight so many bums, and like you just said, when you fight so many bums, and you test yourself.
It's not just that. It's also he's not used to being that size. So people don't understand how much size. People don't understand. I mean, you can't say that, Prince, if you've actually boxed on a high level. You can never say that. Like, if you'd understand that size makes a huge difference.
Oh no,
it makes. I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it doesn't make a huge difference, but it's about how you go out.
I mean,
shit. The Terrence Crawford versus Gamboa. The size was a huge factor, but Gamboa wasn't a bitch. He said, "Hell no, this guy's gonna beat me." But I'm going out on my shield. Yeah, I'm going out fighting. I mean, guys like Charlo, they went out. They knew what they was fighting for. They knew they was fighting for a check. Leo Santa Cruz. He moved up.
Crawford?
Huh?
You said the same size, bro.
Gamboa Crawford? You said
Gamboa and
size advantage?
They were the same size.
He was coming up from 126.
Yeah,
and Crawford
was at 135 for at least 2 fights.
No.
Yeah.
Even
before he fought Bud.
Even still, he's still the size.
He was already world champion right when he fought Bud at 35. So he
was undefeated too.
Bit. Yeah, he had been at 35 for a little bit.
We're not discrediting Bud. We're just saying, like,
I'm not saying
the dude got hit
Bud.
with one body shot and quit. He fucking quit after one body shot. That's not a world class boxer.
He did.
No, I'm not trying to stick up for Boo Boo at all. I'm just saying you got to factor in all those things. Like,
no, you do. But he didn't. Yeah. Prince, unfortunately, is dead on. He's right in this topic. Andrade quit. These little guys, you name them.
I don't think
examples.
It's the same with Crawford and Canelo. Even if Canelo whoops Crawford ass. Shit, even Crawford said it.
Crawford ain't
as long as I go out throwing punches and not sorry, just going in for a check.
He ain't pulling a Charlo.
Pulling a Charlo.
Bud is a different, but Bud is a different fighter though.
Yeah, Bud's not a bitch.
Different
Yeah.
mentality. Exactly. He's not a
Yeah.
bitch. Lion. They rep. That's what the thing with these guys, these fighters. They rep lions only for years, and they say, "Oh, I want to fight this guy. I want to fight this guy," and then when they get in there, they don't even perform. They look trash because they're so used to just talking. That's the problem with this generation.
But I think, everybody
forget the payday. We need a Dana White. We need Dana White in this sport. Guys fighting the best.
No, I agree. Everybody knew that about the Charlos though. Like that was no surprise to me. I knew he wasn't going to really get in there and throw hands like he never does. And so I already knew that wasn't going to be a thing.
He fought hard. He fought hard with Castaño.
Yeah.
I mean, Castaño is also a much smaller guy, much smaller puncher. Of course he fought hard with him. I knew he wasn't. I knew Canelo was going to back him up. I had no question about that. Like the fight, the whole entire showing of Jamel was exactly what I expected it to be.
Going for a check.
Yeah, he's going for a check. He's going to back up. But I'm saying people like Bud. People like Bud, he's not going to do that. But also Bud's smarter. That's why when so many people were talking about how that this was a fight that Bud can't win. I sincerely believe, and I don't put Bud as y'all know how I feel about Bud. I like Bud a lot.
Yeah, I love Bud too, but I feel like
he's not.
He might get knocked out.
No, I don't think so. He's not stupid, bro. He's not stupid.
Yeah, he's a smart ass fighter, but Canelo's Canelo. He's big as hell. Like I say, weight doesn't matter, but 3 weight classes.
Hey, he got beat by little guys. I mean, like the guys that beat him were smaller than him outside of Bivol.
I don't know.
So
I don't know, man. It's like comparing if you like Bud versus Benavidez. That's an easy fight for Benavidez, bro.
That's
even for Bivol,
right?
Like those fights don't make sense because
that's like a 140. That's like a 147 Floyd moving up to fight GGG at 160. It's
and
too
he
much.
would have beat.
No, it's worse.
Get the hell out of here.
He would have
beat GGG.
He was too strong.
Outboxed Triple G. So
bro,
y'all don't know boxing, man.
I love Floyd, but he's in shape.
I'm not talking about because it's Floyd. I'm talking about because of boxing styles. That's the easiest style for Floyd to beat.
The second he starts touching his shoulder, he doesn't even have to touch his face.
Yeah, he's gonna punch his arms in, bro.
He's probably not going to get to him. He's not even going to get to him. You got to understand, if you move up in weight, you move up in weight. Now, honestly, I think that 160 is way too big for Floyd. I think Floyd's cap out was at 154. So first off,
I agree.
He wasn't gonna fight Triple G at 60. Triple G
but don't play coach, bro.
Look. Triple G was going to be coming down in weight if they fought. That fight would have never happened at Triple G's weight class. We all know that. Weight
class. You had Andre Ward trying to fight Mayweather at 160, bro. Come on.
That would have never happened.
Bro, Google
that would have never happened.
Yeah, Floyd would have never moved up that much.
I never cap in my life, bro.
No, Floyd didn't even fight. Wasn't even going to fight Ronald Winky Wright.
Floyd, no. Look.
He would have got his ass kicked.
Winky?
Winky would have fucking ate Mayweather's butt.
Floyd would have beat anyone at 54.
Yeah, Floyd.
Winky would have beat him, bro. Stop.
Anyone.
We're talking crazy.
Anyone.
His arms are too long.
Okay. They said the same thing about again. I love when people I love when fighters when people bring that up. Oh, he's never fought anyone like Winky. He's never fought anyone with long arms. He's never fought a sharp fighter.
How many black? I love.
He's never fought black fighters. I love when people pull that out.
Now go ahead.
He fought a lot of champions. He fought Corrales. People thought Corrales was gonna knock. People thought Corrales was gonna knock him out.
Corrales is black.
He's not black, but still, people thought Corrales was gonna knock him out.
He fought Chop Chop. He fought Shane.
Who's black?
He fought
Chop Chop caught him too. Hit him a few times.
He did. Chop Chop was actually a very dangerous.
Zab Judah dropped him.
Zab Judah. He fought him. So
was it on the scorecards?
Who?
Listen,
was it on the scorecards?
And that fight should have been a draw.
So he didn't drop him.
He did drop him.
Well,
was it on the scorecards?
We had a referee named Richard Steele. It was a very controversial referee.
In my opinion, he did drop Floyd because Floyd's glove touched.
Yeah, he caught him with a short right hook. I remember.
Yeah, Floyd's glove touched the mat.
It was a short right hook.
That would have been a counter to knockdown for anybody.
Not only that, he dropped Floyd early.
He didn't drop him, but
the first four.
He didn't.
I had the first 6. And the
Man,
knockdown.
his gloves in that fight were huge compared to fucking Zab Judas. That's why.
They were 10s.
Zab
What you
Judah
talking
came
about?
off a loss. Stop. Carlos
Yeah, to
Baldomir, a
Carlos
fucking
Baldomir of all that.
a taxi driver. Literally, he did fucking before Uber was a thing. He was a taxi driver.
Baltimore was pretty good back in his day though
Yeah, he
before he
No, he
was pretty
became
good
wasn't.
that.
though. Actually, no, he
Who?
wasn't bad, bro. Carlos Baldomir. He
Yeah,
wasn't terrible.
Baltimore was pretty good in his day.
He was
No.
okay. He was
He wasn't
decent.
The
terrible.
point is clear though.
He was
You
okay.
these guys at 147 are not fighting these 168 guys. They're too. B-Ball can make 168. Bro, you fucking crazy?
Yeah.
B-Ball versus Bud, bro. That I wouldn't want to see that.
He's killing him.
They fucking that's not fair. The commission they even I guarantee you like if any of these commissions had a backbone, they wouldn't sanction that fight because they're like, yo, this isn't fair, bro. Like
Too
No,
much
here's the
weight.
these
thing.
guys are too big.
So
I can
Canelo could
understand.
here, but here's the
I
difference
can
though.
understand at 160, but 168, you're talking about three weight classes, bro.
Here's the
That's
difference. There's
different.
actually six weight classes for Bud, which is why it'll be so much more of an accomplishment if he actually beats Canelo, which I believe he can do.
If he gets in the
Is
ring,
he?
it doesn't matter if he wins or loses. If he gets in the ring to fight Canelo,
Facts.
I have right off the bat, you can make a debate. Bud's one of the goats. Like
Yeah,
literally.
Yeah, I
If he
agree.
does that, ooh-wee.
I
But
think he's gonna do it. I mean,
at the
that's the
same
fight that's
time,
in negotiations for him.
at
I
the
mean,
same time,
so
it also depends on
Is that gonna happen? Is that real?
it depends
Is that really
on how
that's
he
the
goes
that's
out. If
the
he goes out like a Charlo, just
Oh, if he
going in
goes
for a
out like a
paycheck,
Charlo, no, it don't
then no
count.
respect. But if he goes
No,
I
out
no
like a
respect
respect.
like a
Charlo, but I don't think he's
like
gonna do that.
I respect Khan because Khan fought his heart out. He was outboxing the shit out of Canelo, and
Yeah.
And then
he
he
just
got
got
hit
caught with a good
once,
shot.
and
Yeah,
that paper thin chin.
Khan
Uh,
fought. Khan. One thing
Amir,
about Khan, he fought to win.
just
Khan.
imagine if
We
Amir
gotta
Khan had a chin,
understand,
guys.
bro.
Imagine if
I was
Amir
about to say
Khan
that
had a
Khan
chin.
has one
He'd
of
be
the best.
dangerous.
Khan has probably one of the best resumes actually in boxing. If you think about it, the dude's
He's
fought
fought.
Hmm.
everybody.
He's fought like
He's
Pacquiao. He's
fought
fought
everybody.
everyone.
Yeah,
And
he's fought everybody.
he's still trying to fight guys. Like, bro,
Yeah,
He's
he
coming
was
back
still trying to fight top guys. They didn't want to fight him. Like,
yeah,
you know,
even after the
yeah,
Kell Brook debacle.
yeah.
yeah.
If Khan had a good chin, bro, he'd be a
He was
monster.
talking about fighting Conor. No, that was Kell Brook talking about fighting Conor Ben.
Kell Brook.
So what do y'all think about Tank fighting Conor Ben? Which makes no sense to me. But that
It
seems to be
depends
the
what
next
weight
fight.
class. If it's at
It's
That's
not
gonna
gonna.
be the next fight.
147,
It's not gonna be any much. It can't be anything lower than 140.
I don't think Conor Ben
No
can make
question about it.
140.
That's what I'm saying.
He knocks him out if it's at 140, 147. He beats Sting.
Yeah, Conor Ben's a big, fast guy. You
But
don't
he
want.
doesn't.
I don't think
He. I
Tank.
mean, he didn't. Did you see him fight on Saturday? He looks depleted. Like he doesn't look like the
Connor.
steroided one. Yeah, he doesn't look like steroid Conor
Yeah,
Ben.
he kind of
He
looked
looked
a little
depleted.
bit.
He
Yeah,
fought Pete
Connor
Dobson
kind
on
of.
Saturday, and he was getting rocked a little bit.
Yeah, he was getting
Yeah,
touched.
He didn't
but
knock him down or knock him out or anything.
yeah, but 147, like Tank. Listen, when Tank was fat, like a couple years ago, when he wasn't really putting the work in,
Yeah,
he could. He had like he was like he had thunder thighs. He was kind of thick. Like he could
yeah.
fight 140, 147. He shouldn't even move to 140, bro. He's a little guy.
Yeah,
Right
I
now
mean,
they're
but then
talking. I thought they were talking about Devin Haney versus Connor.
no.
No,
It's
no, no.
all I've heard is Tank and Conor Ben.
I've
That's the next
heard
fight. I
Eddie
think
Hearn
Conor
No,
said
didn't Conor.
Connor. No. Tank Davis is most likely gonna face Ricky Hatton's son or nephew or some shit.
what?
No, that's not. No. I'm in the gym with one of his former trainers. Now he actually trains at my gym, and he's
Connors?
still in connect. No, one of Tank's from he trains in
Tanks.
my
Okay.
gym. Yeah. So him and I were talking about it today. He said the Conor Ben thing is real.
Yeah,
So
no, no, no. So you want to know how
they're
it
actually
started?
working on that.
You want to know how it started? So apparently, what happened was someone in Tank's camp leaked that his next fight's gonna be in UK.
Okay.
So then a lot of all the boxing pundits were like, "What the fuck? Like, how's that possible?"
Right.
And then, believe it or not, there's two guys in the running. So Connor Ben, who's actually a big name, but what's his name? I forget his fucking the first name. Hatton.
Yeah,
Um,
you put his name in the chat the other week.
Ricky Hatton, son.
yeah, Ricky
Yeah, you
Hatton's son or whatever. Who I
Why
think.
is Tank doing all this when he's got guys in his own weight division?
No, no, no. You have to understand that if that Hatton fight, you guys have to understand that fight sells out to O2, and that
yeah,
opens up a whole nother market for fucking
for
Tank
Tank. Yeah.
Davis.
Yeah.
Because you have to understand, it's not like America where we don't support each other.
Yeah.
That fight in England,
Oh
bro,
yeah.
sells out 90,000 people.
Yeah, at the
in
Wembley.
3 minutes.
Yeah,
You
at
know.
Well,
Wembley. Yeah.
for Joshua, that is.
Well,
No, it'll sell out for Tank too.
yeah,
Tank.
for Ricky
Definitely for
Hatton's
sure.
son
Shut
and
up for
Connor
Josh.
Ben, they have real fan bases. American
Yeah,
boxers they can't even relate. We don't have
yeah,
anyone that we support.
not like
Um,
that.
We don't support our own. Some of
we
these
don't
Floyd was
people.
the
We
support
only
them,
don't.
person.
especially
We say
Black
fuck
American
everybody.
boxers. Black
Yeah,
American boxers are one of the most disrespected.
Facts.
They barely have a fan base, bro. Like
it's
it's
true.
crazy.
It's true.
Terrence
We don't.
Crawford is the greatest boxer in the last 15, 20 years,
I
and the
respect you
guy
for I
can't even
respect you for
fucking sell
saying
out
that.
an arena. He can't even sell out a fucking arena, bro.
Yeah.
Well, Andre Ward couldn't when he was boxing either.
Yeah, but
No.
Andre Ward he fucking did that to himself because
His style was less entertaining than Crawford's.
well, when
Well,
you lie, cap, and don't fight,
Andre.
that's what happens.
Well, Andre
Wait,
also though
how
too.
did? Whoa, damn!
Andre
Go back, go
also
back, go
though.
back, go back, go back, go back.
Andre also though.
Go
Like
back, go back. Andre, AD putting disrespect to Andre. Capping
Andre
what? What do you
Ward's
mean? He fought everybody.
biggest
He
fight
fought the
was with
best.
he fought more against his promoters than
He
he
fought the
fought
best in
well,
his
guys.
divisions.
he
And
didn't.
Okay,
He
knocked out
didn't.
yeah.
Kovalev in his last fight.
He
And
beat he
let
beat every
Well,
he beat
Oh my
everybody.
God, here
He
we go.
cleared out
pound
his
fighters.
division.
Oh,
He
here
He
we
let
go.
cleared
those
out his
Yeah,
division.
sure.
he let
Yeah,
them
Ward
and
boys
didn't.
he
as
called out
Ward
number one
didn't
Mayweather,
pound for
lie.
pound.
and he called out
No,
Anthony
no.
Joshua, but never
This is
He
fought.
cleared
this
out
is
his
what
Stop.
happened.
division.
Okay.
Yeah, that
All
is kind
right.
of crazy though.
No, this is
That's not
what
fair.
happened.
Let's
This is
stop
what
capping
Joshua,
happened.
now, bro.
Anthony
This is
Joshua.
he
Did he
did
not
talk.
clear out his division?
He
Okay.
did, but this is what happened with Ward. It wasn't anything of what y'all are saying. What happened with Ward was the time he took off. Once he took time off, because he was on a hiatus after he won the Super Six, he was on a hiatus.
Yeah,
Everybody was all over him.
The Mikey Garcia effect. Too
Everybody
much
was
time
all
off.
everybody was all over him after he won the Super Six. Then he fought Chad Dawson, which was
A
an exciting
depleted,
and it right
It
very
was a good
depleted.
In
fight.
between weight
But
classes.
A
but
good
Prince.
Chad,
You're
Chad,
just such a
A
hater,
good Chad
bro.
Dawson. I don't
but
want to hear no
Chad,
excuses for
no
that.
Who's
no no no
never
no no no
fought
no
since
no no
then.
no 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 no. Chad wasn't good. Chad was not supposed to be fighting 68. Chad 75.
He's
He
75.
came down to 68 to
He
fight
sure did.
Ward, but he called Ward out. Ward
Yeah,
even said this out of his own mouth that he was
that's
depleted.
correct.
He
He
said that out
called
of his
out.
own mouth. He was like he knew he was depleted, but he
Exactly.
called him out, so he fought him. So Chad wasn't a good Chad, but Chad lost, and that took him even more. After that fight, that's where things went downhill for Ward. Because he, like I said, he was having the promotion things going, legal issues, he had injuries. So the time off, people just kind of got off of him, got
Yeah,
off
but
the
he
Ward horse.
used injuries to
And
duck fights, bro. It made no
no, he
sense.
didn't. He actually was injured.
What?
No,
Duck
he didn't.
who?
He
Who
Actually
did
was
he
injured.
duck?
because
Who did he
Who
duck?
did he
he
duck?
would
Who did he duck?
oh,
Who
let
did
me
he
Almost
Kovalev?
duck?
everybody, bro.
listen. Hear me
Huh?
out,
Kovalev.
He
What?
fought Kovalev.
Yeah, he fought Kovalev
He
twice.
fought Kovalev
Prince.
with
Twice.
he
So
fought
I'm not. I didn't
Kovalev
say
in the first
Kovalev.
fight. He fought Kovalev in the
Who
first
did
fight
he
with a
duck?
torn ACL.
What
So
claims of
I'll
ducking
go
are you
into it.
talking
I'm
He
going
had
to
about?
a
explain
torn
it.
ACL, so he didn't duck anybody off an injury. He had a torn
No.
ACL
The
in the
ACL
fight
was legit.
against
When
in
when
the
he
fight
was
with Kovalev.
when
So he
he
didn't duck
was
anybody off
The
injury.
first fight?
yes,
I'm
he
not
He
did.
gonna
had
say
a
that.
torn ACL? I
He
didn't
had
know
a
that.
torn ACL. Yeah, he said in an interview, and you can tell the
And
difference is
he was still touching that boy up.
you
He
could
lost to
tell in the
Kovalev. Shut up, bro.
you
Stop
could
lying, bro.
tell
Come
you
on,
could
stop
tell
it. That
That
guy
second
died
half of
out.
that
He was
Oh
fight,
touching
he
my
his
was doing
body.
his
God.
thing, bro. That
you
second
could
half of
tell
that
in
Yeah,
the
fight,
that
he was
second
fight.
doing his
fight.
thing.
You
You
could
could tell in
argue
the
all that.
second
The
fight.
point
All
I'm
right,
making
let's
is
see
Go
his
this.
ahead.
point. Let's see his point.
The
What
point I'm
point is
making
he?
is this. He spent the prime of his career saying, fighting with his promoters, crying that he didn't want to leave his hometown. He didn't want to fight. He didn't want to leave. He didn't want to leave his hometown and face anyone.
Bro, he was an
The
Olympian,
prime of
bro.
his
What do you mean he didn't
career,
want to
he
leave his
was
hometown?
these
He
phantom
fought all over
shoulder
the nation.
injuries. And then, like I said, this is the only dude in boxing
What are you
who
talking about,
called
AD?
out Mayweather.
Yeah,
He
I don't know
called
what
out
he's
Anthony
talking about.
Joshua, and then he spent 2 years making frivolous claims to fight Triple G. He did everything
No,
he could
Triple
in his
Get
G.
what?
corner
Come on,
No,
to
bro.
he
fight
never.
Triple G.
He
No,
didn't
bro,
And
that's not
then
what
he hit
happened.
behind the
get
shoulder
the hell out
injury.
of here. Get the hell out of
I'm
here,
only
bro.
bringing up facts.
That's not what
You want me?
Go
happened.
Google.
AD,
That's
you
not
want
what
me to bring
happened,
up
AD.
facts? Yeah, I got you.
I'm just
Injuries,
telling you,
like I
this
Hey,
was
said,
his
somebody pull up the
career.
article, man.
His
Somebody
injuries,
get the
career
article.
was
Show it to me.
is fighting with his promoters,
injuries,
He
and
said
injuries,
he's
promotion.
ducking GGG. Come
and
on, bro.
Injuries
calling
and
out
promotion.
Mayweather,
He
calling
called
out
out.
Anthony
No
Joshua.
smoke with that dude,
He
bro.
But
didn't
he
call
never
out
fought those
AJ
dudes.
until he fought
He
Kovalev,
didn't want
bro.
no smoke. Him or Canelo didn't want want smoke with Andre Ward. Come on, bro.
Sure. Okay.
Canelo definitely didn't want smoke with him.
Definitely.
And Canelo still don't want smoke with him.
Okay.
He
Definitely.
said this recently. He said this recently on what's that that joint that Steven Jackson does. What's that joint called?
All the smoke.
All
Oh,
the smoke. And he said
one of
it's
the
original.
worst podcasts.
Funny, huh?
Fucking.
All the
He
smoke.
said this joint on there. He was like, he said if Canelo called me out today, I'd come out of retirement and fight.
Okay.
He said that's the only. He said that's the
And
only way.
I still believe he
And
did Canelo.
obviously,
Oh my
Canelo ain't gonna
God,
call him
you
out.
guys, listen.
Listen. All
You guys
honesty,
don't
with
use
one,
the
two,
honest
Canelo
stuff.
never called him out.
with
There's
one,
always
two,
been
Better
one.
be
yeah,
Devo. They eat his lunch, bro. It's not
Listen,
even a fight.
Abel Sanchez. He said GGG wouldn't have
That's
fought
not
Andre
true.
Ward.
I could pull up videos. Listen, Prince.
They
You were
That
weren't
like
isn't
trying to
true.
fight Ward,
you
bro.
were like 10
They
years
weren't
old
trying.
when this shit happened.
They
Listen,
were calling out. No, that they were calling out, and because he used to call Triple G Little G, so he would call out Triple G. But
Yeah,
Triple G
these
never
guys
said
didn't
his
want.
name.
Come
no,
on, bro.
he
Triple G
was
Both these
never
calling
said
him
his
guys.
out
name.
saying you have to
Triple
move
G
up to
never said his
168.
name.
And then when they actually got into contract negotiations, bro, his own Ward's
Bro,
own
Triple.
trainer. I have this shit screenshot. I could pull it up. His own trainer said Andre Ward, since he had the ACL, he'll never fight at 168 again. It's impossible. He can't make that weight class. He can't make it.
Yeah, I do remember seeing something
That's
like
it.
that.
So
Yeah,
then
no, he
what the
probably
fuck,
did say
bro? You
that.
want him to move to one, bro? Triple G is not a 175er, bro. He's he's one of the
If
only guys.
if
If you actually
Canelo can go
research
to 75,
and
Triple
Okay,
G
no,
can
one
go to
second, no,
seventy-five.
hear
so
me
you
out.
can
No,
cut.
one
You're
second.
right.
Canelo, if
So you
You
can
have to
cut.
Canelo
So
was
admit
you
something,
smaller,
forget Canelo,
Danny.
but so you
if
we're
no,
at a
I
One
we're at a
second. Let
50
me finish
we're,
my point. Let me finish
we're
my
at a
point.
50-50, so we can say
Yo,
both of them didn't touch each
Canelo's
other
one of the
basically.
only guys in boxing history. If you look at pictures and look at his career, bro, he's been at 160 for like 20 years, and his body's always looked the same. There's
who's
not a lot of guys like every guy
Canelo.
that
who
you
Triple
could
G?
think of. Their
You said
bodies
Canelo.
Triple
change.
G.
Like if you look at Pacquiao, look at Mayweather, look at Canelo, look at you name any fucking boxer from when they were amateur until like
GGG's tripping. That's why I don't
Triple
know.
G was
I
always a
don't know.
160,
I don't
He
know
always.
what
could.
he's not exactly.
Triple G could
There's
easily
no.
fight at 68, bro.
He
He
just
could
was
have easily
scared.
fought at 75 too.
He
No,
was
he
If
just
can't.
scared.
He's a small guy.
Canelo came from 47, bro.
And Canelo was on fucking yeah. Mayweather started at 112, whatever.
No, he
What
didn't.
120, whatever it
Now,
is. Mayweather.
now he
Mayweather
wants to bring.
started at
Now he's bringing up a
$130.
He's trying to bring up a scandal. Now look at him. Look at
No,
this
there's no
guy.
scandal. I'm
Mayweather
bringing a
started at
fact.
130.
Name
130.
one fighter who
He's trying
stayed
to
at
say
one
some.
weight
He's
class
trying to say some
from when they
bullshit.
started. No, give me. Bring me receipts.
Mayweather started at
130.
130 and ended at 152. He actually
He's
never
trying.
fought at
He's
54.
yeah. He's
He
saying
couldn't
that because
fight
he's
at
trying to.
54.
He's
I know
insinuating.
what he's
No
doing. I know
guy
what
has
he's
Yeah.
stayed
He's
doing.
at one weight class.
insinuating
He
that
started at he
bullshit.
started at
Go. Give me
130
give
and
me an
ended
example.
at
One guy, one
52.
weight class.
Manny
There is
Pacquiao
none.
fought 8 weight classes. I mean, that's one example. You asked for one. Manny
No,
Pacquiao came
wait
from
for a guy who
112.
stayed at one weight class.
8 weight
That's it.
class.
Manny stayed at
Hold up.
47 and 54
No,
for a
he's
very long
saying for
time.
the whole
No, their
career.
whole career, no one's
Oh,
done it.
Errol Spence. Errol
Errol
Actually,
Spence.
Spence.
Yeah, exactly. Errol
Yeah, Errol
Spence.
Yeah,
Spence.
Errol
A
Spence.
lot of
Errol
guys
That
Spence
did
was
is
that,
one
one.
bro.
example.
And
Nah,
there's
but
many
Errol Spence.
more.
I could swear Errol Spence started at 154.
No, Errol started at
No, he started
47.
at
He's been
47.
at 47 his whole
47.
career.
The one
Yeah.
guy and his career is pretty
There's
much
plenty more of those, bro.
no, but
Sean
I'm saying at
Porter.
a high
Who
level,
else? Who else? Sean Porter. He was at 47 his whole career.
which
Who
was
else?
yeah.
Sean Porter. Let me see. Who else is it?
None of these guys were
Let me
Sean
think.
Porter lost every
Let
big
me
fight
think.
he's ever been in.
He
Not his
lost,
whole
but he.
career.
So he's looking for someone dominant.
Like who held the belt for that long? No one. No one's done it.
There's people that done it. I'm just thinking.
No, I think he has the longest reign
Yeah,
at one
Bernard
weight class.
Hopkins. Yeah,
He was at
Yeah,
Bernard
B
60
fought
Hop.
everywhere.
long time.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying. No, I'm not knocking Triple G's record or his. Now he does have a lengthy title reign because I mean it was only Marvin Hagler that was above his. So
And the
that's
only point
legit.
And
I'm making is
Hopkins
he was a
And
160
Hopkins,
pound
yeah,
guy. That's it. He was one of the rare
he
guys who just
maintained it,
stayed at that weight
our
class.
point is,
but
we
he could
understand
have
you're
went
right,
up
but
though.
our point is he could have easily fought at 168, but he's just stuck
And
in
he
smoke.
did
And
this last
honestly,
Canelo fight.
But he was forced into it. He was forced
but
into fighting at 68.
He
Ward is
had
another
to.
one to look at. Ward fought at
Yeah, no
68
true.
his whole career.
The only time
So
he fought
the
at
only time he
168 is
fought
when
at
he was forced into
75,
it.
the
Was
only
for
time that
Kovalev.
Ward fought at 75 was
To prepare for
and
Kovalev.
Sullivan
Sullivan
Barrera
Barrera.
Which
and
was a
that
good
other
fight.
guy.
Which was a good
Sullivan
win.
Barrera was a top 10 guy.
Exactly. That was a good
And
win.
I'm not discrediting it in any way. The only point I'm making is for a guy that fought his entire career and to this even 10 years, a decade after, he was not capping about moving up or moving down. He stayed at 160. You can't
Who?
knock
You're
it.
right. You're right. You're right.
You
I have
can't
an
knock it,
issue.
bro.
You're right. I have an issue with that capping too. Saying, "All right, I'm gonna fight Joshua," but okay, throw that to the side. You can't
No,
knock what
And
Andre
honestly,
Ward
Mayweather.
has
I think
done.
no,
And
no, no, no,
Mayweather.
no, 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 no. No, legitimately, I think he would have moved up to fight Joshua. His injury
Really?
stopped that. Yes, he called him out. He was dead serious about it. Him and Virgil doesn't say
Nah,
something if
I
he's
don't
not,
know
The
about
fight
all
would have
that.
bro.
looked, you know how bad the fight would have looked in
That's
person?
a tall task right there.
Virgil,
He
but
tried to pull a
Styles,
Roy
bro.
Jones.
It's
The
right.
style is nothing. It's
That's what
too
he was
much
trying to
weight.
do, bro. It's Styles, bro.
And look what happened to
It's
Jones. He
Styles.
moved back down.
And he won.
And he
He
never
beat John
will
Cruz
be
at
heavyweight.
heavyweight.
Then
He
he
won
realized I
and
gotta
moved
get the
back
fuck.
down.
Then he realized I gotta get the fuck out of this weight
So
class.
obviously Joshua wasn't
And he
gonna
wasn't
try
gonna
to
fight
reign.
Lennox
I mean,
Lewis and them killers up there.
obviously Ward wasn't gonna try to reign at heavyweight, bro. He was just trying to beat
Bro,
the easiest
Anthony
heavyweight he could
Joshua at the
get.
time
Yep,
was
yep, yep. That's true. That's
265
true, Kev.
pounds, bro. Are
He
you
was trying to
fucking
get.
kidding me, bro?
He was trying, but that's the problem. He couldn't gain that much weight because of his
Yeah,
legs.
It
Ward
would
would
have
have
So
got
never
knocked
been
out.
able to gain weight.
he wouldn't have won that. I don't think he would have won that.
Bro, it's 265 versus what at most? What
201.
was Andre Ward cutting? He wasn't cutting weight
But
at what was
bro,
he
look
cutting?
at what
5, 10
just
pounds?
happened. But look at what just happened. What's
What
his
just
name?
happened?
I'm about to tell you. Big Baby. What's his name? Big Baby Miller came in at 325, 350, and lost to somebody that's 220. So don't say it's not possible. What I'm
Yeah, but
saying is that
you're
what
comparing
I
a
and
known
The
that
long
steroid
same
heavy.
cheater.
guy and that same guy was going to fight Joshua. So what I'm saying is that I'm not saying that Ward would have beat him. I don't think he would have because he's too old and too many injuries. But what my point is that yes, weight matters, obviously, but the style is what him and Verge were looking at as to why they think they could beat Joshua.
I get that, coach,
Like
but
I've
you know what we
always
need?
told,
We
like I've
need someone to get killed in the ring because
Uh-oh.
it's
these
already
guys
happened.
that keep talking shit about moving up, bro, you're talking 100-pound difference is insane. We
I
need
That's
ain't
how
someone to
much.
saying
die.
That's how much the weight was
It would have been
between
100 pounds.
Andre
it would.
Ward.
Well,
No, it
it
would
would
have
have
been
been
like
no.
85, maybe
Keep in
78
mind,
Yeah,
pounds.
that's still
Because Joshua's
ridiculous.
what,
That's
like
fucking
250?
crazy.
Joshua would
230?
have been Joshua. No,
240?
Joshua right now. Well, I mean, I think in his last fight he was like around 250 something.
255,
250?
yeah.
But
Yeah,
what's his name?
get the fuck out of here.
What's
He
his
would have
name?
got Andre would have got knocked out.
Andre would have came in probably like around 220. I
200.
would say
Nah,
he's a big
215,
guy.
201.
212.
He's a big guy.
He's
Andre's a big guy. He's like 6'2", 6'1", 6'2". So
yeah,
he
but
can
he
put on
doesn't
that
have
kind of
that
weight.
build.
That doesn't go to
He
weight though.
He ain't got an
but he
ass,
cuts.
bro.
No, listen to what I'm saying. These guys, what y'all don't understand, man, and I mean, I don't know why I expect you to, but when these guys cut weight, they're not cutting like small amounts of weight. When we go into camp, we're not cutting like 10, 15 pounds. We're cutting 30 pounds, meaning that Andre Ward fighting at 75, he was walking around at probably 215, 220,
Nah, I don't think
and
so.
cut down
He wasn't a big
Yeah,
guy, man.
he
down.
Andre
No,
Ward was he was a disciplined guy.
I don't care how
Andre Ward
disciplined
was
you
always
are,
in
bro.
shape. He wasn't
I don't
blowing
care
up.
how in shape you are. I'm talking about the walk around weight for these guys.
Yeah,
Is
even guys,
not
guys
is
like
not
him. Listen, guys like him, Crawford and Floyd, they don't go too high up from their weight. They don't go
Yeah.
now
that
he
far
put
up.
it out. Crawford just put it out that he was walking around at 168 2 weeks after the fight with Spence.
Yeah,
So
and what was
that's not
Spence?
the case.
Spence is 205
Right.
pounds.
But that's what I'm saying. He fought at 47 and is 20 pounds overweight. That's my point. I'm saying so yeah,
Yeah,
it's
but
not
yeah,
exactly the
most guys
same.
we know this is the
You get
same
what
in
I'm saying?
MMA, the same in wrestling.
Yeah.
Guys, the best guys cut 10, 15 pounds. If Andre Ward's a true 168er, he's not even sniffing 200 pounds, bro.
He's close. Well, maybe not. But I'm just saying.
No,
All I'm saying
195,
is that
not
maybe
195. That's
195.
like if he just ate.
I think
He ain't
right,
sniffing that shit, bro.
right. But
He's
I
too
think
lean. He doesn't have
my
an
point.
like. No disrespect, Andre Ward is. He doesn't like have a backside. Like he ain't got like. Some guys are just have that big bone build.
Yeah, let's
Andre Ward
pause.
was
Yeah,
never that.
let's
Like
pause on that one.
you would
But
pause. I know,
Yeah,
but he didn't
pause.
have
all right,
like
listen. All right,
he
listen.
wasn't a thick
You know the
guy.
dudes
You
that
know what I
have
mean?
like
But
they
yeah,
real thick.
I understand. I understand what he
Pause.
means. He was a very his body type
No, I
was
get
like
exactly what you're saying. I
like
100%
yeah.
exactly. I get exactly what you're saying. I don't think. I'm glad he didn't fight Joshua. But
He
what
would have
I'm
got his
telling
shit
you is,
rocked.
and what I've told Danny for years though. What I've told Danny for years about AJ is AJ will subject himself to your style of fighting. So I think what Andre and what Verge saw was that they probably could get in there and outbox him. Probably not knock him out, of course, but they could outbox him for 12 because AJ is going to subject himself to your style, and he's not
I
going to use
100%
his
agree. You're
attributes.
right.
He's
You
not
know
going to
what
use
though?
his
The
AJ,
only
attributes.
thing,
AJ,
coach.
That's why he lost. That's
who
why he
AJ.
lost. That's why he lost to Usyk 2-3 times, or how many times they
You're
fought,
right.
because
Yeah, I don't even
so
know.
and
Depending on
Usyk is
who AJ
small.
fights, he becomes
Yeah, but the
ass.
thing is,
Yeah,
guys, you have to understand. You know, the last Wilder fight is
Please
95%
don't,
chance.
please
What
don't
usually
remind me
happens
of Router.
you
when
said
a
what about
small
Wilder?
guy goes in against a guy who's 30, 40 pounds heavier.
Well,
It does,
Wilder is a
listen,
different animal.
yeah,
Like
but
he's
I know
different.
that. But before like when he was just touching guys and sleeping them,
Uh,
bro, 30, 40 pounds, it's too much of a difference weight wise.
Wilder
When
came in at
That's why. That's
209
why.
when he
That's what
fought.
happened with him. That's what happened with him and Fury. Fury was
it's too
manhandling him. Too
much,
much
man.
weight.
Well, also what happened with Wilder and what's still happening with Wilder is they tried to make Wilder into a boxer when they should just keep letting him be who he is and just be the brawler that he is, because that style was winning. Don't try to change him into a boxer now. It's too late. That's what Malik
Three
Scott's
fights
trying to do
ago.
with
You're
him.
Three
right.
fights ago,
It's too
Three
late.
fights
It's
ago,
too
he would
late.
have beat Parker. But this fight, like you said, they made him into a boxer.
They're trying to make him
His
into a
career's
boxer. They're
over,
trying
bro.
to. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
He,
he's sucking too
all
much
he
damage.
needed, all Wilder needed was a jab. That's all they needed to work on. Get him a
Yeah.
jab. And even as terrible as his legs are, you can't really fix that crap
But
now. You put
he
him in
has a
there.
jab. He has a jab though.
He doesn't have a jab, bro.
Bro.
Who doesn't?
I like
Wilder
Wilder's
has
jab.
Wilder doesn't
It
have a
reminds
jab,
me of
bro.
Larry Holmes' jab.
Bro, this
Wilder's
sounds like a
jab
mess.
is
You guys are
Whoa,
terrible.
wait.
yo one at a time. Holy shit.
Wilder's
Hold
jab
up.
is terrible,
You
bro.
said Wilder's jab reminds you of Larry Holmes?
Wilder's
Yeah,
jab is
it's
terrible,
not.
fam.
Yeah, it's like, bro. It's like
No,
a.
it's
It's like a.
terrible,
It's
bro.
like a
No.
stick.
Come on.
Okay, I
Well,
can't
I'm
have,
about
listen.
to
Well,
take care. I'm about to
Danny,
take
can
care
we
of
mute Prince
boxing.
for that?
can't have you say
Like,
that.
yeah,
Larry
give
wait. You
Holmes and Wilder?
give Prince the donkey of the
listen.
day for that.
It's like a.
Bro,
It's like a.
Is that
It's like a
okay?
shock.
That's a
It's
classic.
like
Sounds like
you
a
guys
You
are
still do
disrespecting
that?
Wilder's. You guys are
Larry
Hey,
disrespecting
Holmes had one
Wilder's.
of the
guys,
best jabs
settle
in the
down, settle
history
down.
of the heavyweight division, and you're comparing Deontay Wilder
It's
to
all. Listen. All I'm comparing
Super
Larry
is.
heavyweights.
All I'm
Holmes?
comparing. All I'm comparing is. It's
I'm
like a.
gonna
It's
need
like
you to
a.
I'm gonna need you to watch some Larry Holmes fights.
Yes, I
guys,
love
one at
Larry.
a
I
time.
love Larry
Holy
Holmes.
shit, what the fuck?
Just watch
But
what he
What
did
is
to
this?
Ali. That's
but
enough
I'm
said
Johnny,
right
saying it
there.
in the
Johnny,
sense of
you hear this?
how his jab comes out. It's like a shotgun. It's like
Johnny, you hear this?
when he pops it.
Johnny,
Wilder doesn't have a jab, bro.
Johnny, coach,
Um,
hey, what's going on, man?
what?
Prince, man.
Yeah,
You said,
yeah.
bro.
Wilder doesn't have a jab, but that's okay. I mean,
Yo,
that's fine.
guys, my God, can you guys chill? Sounds like
Yeah.
20 people talking at the same time. Holy shit.
Hey, Johnny, you can't just hop on here and start making, like demands, bro. Go back on mute, champ. Go back
Dang,
on
this
mute,
guy
He
champ.
said
comes
mute
in.
Prince.
All right, let's go, champ.
Yo, me and Johnny's pulling up on Tio, bro.
I want to. Let me know when that is.
Yeah,
I
true.
told you.
Pause.
One at a time, though, guys.
He said
One at a-
pause.
Oh my God, bro. Sound like a
He
fucking
said-
disordered mess. What up, fellas?
What's up, Johnny?
Johnny, does Wilder have a jab?
Like
Oh.
Larry Holmes?
No, just in general. Forget the Larry Holmes. Does he have a jab? A nice
He
jab.
used to have a
No.
decent jab. When
just
he,
said-
Is it yeah, he has a
No.
decent jab. Is it nice and
No.
long? Pause the homo.
No, is it nice and long, bro? What? It's no, that's crazy, bro.
he used to have a decent jab, Rob.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
never did, bro.
Yeah, he had
Wilder
a nice
never
jab.
had a jab, bro.
Yes, he
What are
did,
y'all
bro.
talking
You're
about,
disrespecting
bro?
Wilder's jab.
When
It's
did he
nice,
have
sharp,
a jab?
nice, sharp. Go
Real
go
quick,
rewatch
one
this. Go
second.
rewatch this
Wilder
Thurman
ever
fight.
Guys, one at a
What
time.
Okay.
punch
In the
what
first
punch did Wilder
Berminster
ever
Burn fight,
throw?
his jab was okay.
Bro,
It was
what
yeah, beautiful.
We said
What punch does
decent.
Wilder
I'm not saying
ever
it's the
have
greatest
that's not
jab ever
wild?
made.
Nah, this man.
I'm saying decent jab. It's an okay jab. You know what decent means? It means it's not
Thank
right.
you, AD.
Not like
Thank
it.
you, AD.
It's
Some
Thank
mid.
you,
down
AD.
twos, but
Thank you, AD. He never had a jab, bro. Like y'all need to go
You guys,
watch.
you guys
No,
gotta
it's
You're
I'm
tripping.
just
If your
saying,
jab
one
looks
fight.
like that and your coach is telling you that it's a good jab, bro, you
Was
should
it?
be coached.
Was
we
it
never
not?
said it was a good jab though. You
It's
said
a
Yeah,
terrible
Adrian,
jab.
you
Adrian,
said
I agree with you.
decent
I
jab.
agree with you.
It's
Decent.
You guys are
terrible
tripping.
jab. He
Listen,
has
my
a good right
definition
hand.
of my definition of a nice jab is when it comes out like a Larry Holmes. When it comes out sharp, it hits you,
Definitely.
and it's like a shotgun basically. He
Sonny
shoots it out. He
Liston,
flicks.
Larry
You need
Holmes.
timing though, Prince.
You
You
need
need
timing.
timing.
Clint
Talk
You
to
need
Eastwood.
coach.
legs. You need timing. You need legs.
You
He
need
has the
timing. It's
legs.
the
He
most
doesn't
hardest
push it.
thing to fucking do, bro.
Wilder
He
had
doesn't
timing.
have no. Oh my
Not with
God!
listen
Whoa.
with his.
What?
He had timing with his right hand.
He had time with his right hand. Yes, not his left
Yes,
though.
the right
Nothing
hand.
on. Yeah,
The right hand.
he could set up a
Most of the
knockout
time,
real good.
all he does is paw with the jab. It looks
That's
like,
all he does. That's why he doesn't have one. I don't understand why this is hard to understand.
Now you're saying the
He
Berman
doesn't
Stavern
have a
fight.
jab.
You're
He doesn't
saying
have
the
a jab.
Berman Stavern fight. That's one fight. How many consecutive fights can you bring up where he had?
He doesn't have
He
a
got
jab,
out
bro.
jabbed by
Played the
Gerald
first round
Washington.
against Fury in the third fight.
He got out jabbed by
You said,
Gerald
wait.
Washington.
What'd you say, Johnny?
I said in the third fight, in the first round, Coach Rob, he looked good.
Yes,
He's right.
He
He
had
had a nice
and
jab,
that's
jab
right.
to the head,
That's
jab
right.
to the body.
No,
Okay, you're right. You're right.
And
to
I
that.
don't
You're
disagree.
right to that.
And you know what I've said for years, Johnny, is we saw everything that he worked on in camp in the first round. That's been the line I've said about that fight for the past 5 years, or however old that fight is. We saw everything.
Repeat that. Can you repeat that?
I said what I said was that fight is what you just said basically is that first round we saw everything he worked on in camp. After the first round, he became who we all know him to be.
Yep.
So I've been saying
old
that for the
dog new
last.
tricks.
I've been saying that for the last 5 years, or however old that fight is. So
Guys,
that's legit.
we gotta act like you guys are making it seem like the Parker fight, bro. Wilder got his ass kicked in the whole 36 minutes.
Yep.
There wasn't
That Wilder was finished. He was cooked. He was finished good. He was finished good. Yeah, he was finished good from Fury.
Fury destroyed that
Mentally.
man.
Give it 3 fights before, 5 fights before.
Fury took his
and
lunch.
he would have knocked Parker out.
Everything.
You guys,
think he was
listen.
gonna
If he
knock
had
Parker out?
anything,
I peeped it. I'll tell
Parker's
you where I
not
peeped
some
it.
elite guy.
He's
not
not,
like
but
he's not even a great fighter.
I peeped
And
it.
that
Bro,
fight wasn't even close.
the Wilder who fought Ortiz would have knocked his spark. He would have knocked him spark out. Parker.
Come on.
I peeped it in the press conference though. Like when they asked him certain questions and the way he answered, you could already tell he was depleted and beat it. He didn't want to be there. He was just there for the check. That because he didn't want to be there.
If he won that fight, he was gonna get
Fight
a
Joshua.
fucking payday,
For like
one of the biggest paydays in boxing ever.
Yep.
That's what they said for like 50 mil.
He didn't win a single second of the fight. Do you know how hard that is?
He was.
I don't think you
depleted,
understand how hard that is to like literally to fight someone for 36 minutes.
No.
Yeah,
that might be the first time in
done up.
history.
Bro, that was trash. I mean, when you talk about a shutout, that's the epitome of an epic shutout, bro. Like literally.
No, really
And you didn't fight Mayweather. You fought some fucking like C-class boxer.
Joseph Parker, guys.
Joseph Parker. Now I'm not even gonna play Joseph Parker like that. He's been on a resurgence.
No, he's a good fighter.
He's always been overhyped ever since he's at the IBF.
Who was it that he beat?
He had an IBF in a weak heavyweight division at the time.
He was on a resurgence.
No, he had a WBO. WBO.
No, who did
he
he
had the
just beat
IBF
before
bro.
he fought Wilder? Who was it that he beat?
Joseph Parker? No, he had
WBO.
Joseph.
He had the at the time I could have sworn he had the IBF.
Nah, Joshua beat WBO.
Guys,
He
can
beat
we stop the
Andy
cap for a
Ruiz for that
second?
WBO title.
Joseph Parker is a gatekeeper at best.
And overhyped at one point.
Like we need to, bro.
Whoever.
I'm just gonna let me just make one last statement. If Zhang was in the ring versus Wilder, we would have seen a murder. We would have seen our first, like not our first. We would have seen a death in the ring.
Yeah, I agree.
Zing is that guy. That guy's good.
He's alright.
I like Zach.
He's decent. He's decent.
Oh my God, here comes Rob.
He's decent.
Rob, you could beat him in a fight.
I'm not a heavyweight.
You said you could beat Joshua. What? You said you could beat up Joshua.
I believe I could if I was a heavyweight. I sincerely believe I could, bro. Not the Joshua after Andy Ruiz.
What weight are you?
The Joshua after Andy Ruiz.
Coach, what weight are you, Coach?
Right now, I'm rocking around 175. Well, I don't weigh 175 right now, but that would be the division.
Fight my man's Beatervid.
Who?
Better be.
Beatervid.
Fuck that.
Yo, Yo,
Let
let's
it
talk
be,
about
whatever
that
that
fight.
is.
Have
You
you guys
gotta
talked
say
about
it.
it? I
You
came
gotta
in
say
late. I
it
don't know
No,
if you
we
guys.
details,
haven't
my
talked
friend.
about it. Talk
I
about it.
got 2K. I got 2K
Better
on
Beef, bro,
Bevolve.
is Better Beef actually
On
fought
Bevo?
at Cruiser though.
That's a good bet.
Yeah, money on Bevolve.
Fight
That's a
June
good
Outbox
first.
him.
bet.
They
I
fight
like
June
that bet.
1st.
Oh, it's official,
First.
June 1st.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah,
sir.
yeah.
I,
It's like it's
I put it in
official.
the
It's going
chat the
down.
other
It's
week.
official.
Hey, now Bevolve can end the ducking stuff. You can that people. Oh, he's ducking.
It wasn't.
Hey,
Neither guy ducked, bro. Stop.
Yeah, it's a negotiation.
Bro, okay, first of all, whoever said that he ducked, they don't follow boxing because the WBC was not going to sanction that fight because of the war in the Ukraine. All of a
Exactly.
sudden, the Saudis came in. All of a sudden, that ban is gone.
Exactly.
yeah,
I can
I
tell you
see.
one
Money
thing.
was involved. The
These
Saudis
Russian
sent some money
guys
over the WBC.
don't duck anybody, bro. Don't
That's for sure.
disrespect
Don't
them like
never
that,
say
bro.
Even
that.
at one point, Beaterville said he was ducking. He said, "Oh, this guy doesn't want to sign a contract. He doesn't want to fight."
No, they made him fight the fucking. They made him fight that fucking Callum Smith dude. And then the fight got adjourned. Someone got
Yeah,
sick or whatever.
a whole lot of other fights that we didn't want.
Yeah, but it wasn't on him. His manager is like, bro, we'll fight it. Like they don't care. You can't compare not mainland Russians. These other the Republican Russians. They're not even in the UFC, boxing, every sport they're in, Bellator. Bro, these guys they don't duck. These guys are animals, bro.
Yeah, these guys are dogs.
They're not. They
B-Ball looked a little scared when
you
Better
can't
Beef
say they're
checked it.
ducking it, bro. None of these guys will ever duck anybody.
I don't know, bro. Better Beef. I mean,
You're right about that. You got heart.
B-Ball looked a little scared when Better Beef
Get the
checked
hell
and
out
not
of
want to
here.
fight. Hey, you look it up yourself if you have any understanding of human anatomy and
Body
understanding of
language.
body language. He was scared, bro.
Crawford
But I
looked
mean,
Who's
why
like that
wouldn't he?
against Spence.
Hold
No, he
on.
didn't.
Who's scared? What are you talking
No,
about?
he didn't. He never
No,
looked
he
scared
did
against
not.
Spence. Like not at one
He had
point
the
did he
nerve.
ever
He had
look
the
scared.
nerve.
No,
He had the
B-Ball,
nerve.
if
B-Ball
anything,
did look.
Spence
B-Ball did
looked
look shook.
scared.
I'm not gonna
Guys, what
lie.
are we
He
talking
did
B-Ball,
look a
thank you,
little
Johnny.
shook.
B-Ball looked shook. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But it
What are
doesn't
you
mean
guys
anything
talking
though.
about?
Yeah, it
Well,
doesn't. It doesn't. It
I'm not gonna
doesn't
say it
mean
doesn't mean
nothing.
anything, but it doesn't. I mean, it doesn't mean a lot. But I'm not gonna say it doesn't mean anything.
I mean,
Or
Better
you
Beef's
guys
a
see.
talking
scary
about?
guy. Am I right or wrong?
Beavis is a scary
Better
guy.
Beef
Yeah,
is definitely a scary guy.
yeah.
He's one of the. I think he is. Isn't he 40-0 with 40 knockouts? Like, what are we?
Yeah, that is
No,
fucking pretty
he's
scary
only got
though.
like 20 fights. He's only got 20 fights,
Whatever it
Yeah,
is,
all knockouts.
but they're all knockouts
Now
though.
that
They
is
are all
pretty
knockouts.
fucking
Yeah,
scary. I'm not gonna hold
Seems
you.
like
yeah,
it.
they're all knockouts.
That
He's
guy's
the
a
Can we
only.
agree,
monster.
He's
guys?
the only
Can we
reigning.
agree
He's
that the
the only
Saudis
reigning
coming to
champ.
the boxing world was the best thing ever? Can we just
The
Absolutely.
Soviets? Yes.
No, the
Who?
yes?
Saudis.
Oh,
Adrian,
Saudis.
Oh,
can
he
I
said
get
the
your
Saudis.
Yeah,
right.
all the major fights are going to happen in Saudi Arabia because they have
yes,
no governing
sir?
body for
That's what
Adrian,
drug
the
testing.
B-ball fight's gonna
can I
be.
get an amen?
they have
listen.
they have no
The
sanctioning
only
body
thing I
for
can
drug
say is
testing.
this:
So yeah, absolutely, all
if
of them. Absolutely.
if these Muslim billionaires want to save boxing and lose billions on it, that's on them.
Here we go. Here we go.
Here we go.
It doesn't. It's not our money. It doesn't matter. Just like with the Thriller or the freaking
I've been trying to
Showtime.
tell Adrian this slip for the longest. He don't
It's
listen.
not our money as long as we get the
It's like
fight. So
Not
what?
our
it's like
money,
to him, if the fight doesn't make money, it's not a good fight. It's.
I didn't say that. Don't misquote me. I
Well,
just
I mean,
repeat what
that's
I
what it
said.
sounds like, bro.
If
It
these
does
Muslim
it doesn't
billionaires,
matter because listen, the reason why UFC is always winning is because Dana White doesn't care about whether it makes money or not or whatever your anatomy is. Dana White says, hey, you want to fight this guy? Okay, you fight the best
Well,
fighting the best. You
they're
want to
all
fight
under
him?
the
You want to
same
fight him?
agreement
Okay.
too. It's
no,
like
Prince,
15 different
Johnny,
ones.
you can't compare what the UFC does and boxing because
Nah, I'm
the
not comparing it.
UFC.
Because the
Can I
paydays
finish?
are so much
Let me
different.
finish
Yeah,
my. Let me
the
finish,
pay.
please.
Yeah, go
The
ahead.
UFC actually makes money. Boxing does not make money. So,
Boxing has
like
made money for the
just
last
one
couple
second.
of fights,
The
bro.
fight
Crazy money.
Wilder versus Fury versus
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that.
AJ is gonna lose whichever Muslim billionaire 50 to 75
That's
million
not that
dollars
fight's
on
not
that
gonna
fight.
happen anyway.
All
So
right,
let's
It's not.
all right.
So
Let's take it back a little, AD. Let's take it back. All right.
I don't know if I agree with that.
How much did
I
Fury
did wait
and
real quick,
how
coach.
much did
I ran
Fury
the
and
numbers.
Nagano did?
I'm sorry.
How much did Fury and that Nagano guy did?
So if you are how much money do you lose you're saying?
No, I don't think they lost. That fight
like pay
probably
per view
sold.
No,
wise.
I can break down the numbers.
No,
Not only
they
did they
lost a lot of
lose,
money. Like a
if
lot.
wait, Prince, pull out your calculator right now. We'll do the numbers.
Let's go.
Okay. Danny, pull up how much Fury got paid. He got paid, I think, 30 million or 40 million, whatever it was. So here, just do this. Do
Yeah.
this. Just rough
Yeah.
math. Okay. So I believe Fury got paid 40 million,
Yeah,
and then
putting down
Francis got
40.
paid 10 million.
Let's get the accurate number first. So is that
Pull it up.
correct?
It doesn't matter because my
Yeah,
numbers are going to
pull
be
it up.
right regardless.
Here we go. 80, the accountant.
No, it's common sense. You could pick any numbers you want, and my numbers will always be right. I'm never wrong when it comes to numbers. How
How
much did
many
Fury
times
make?
has he been wrong, bro? Johnny,
No,
like,
I'm
I
not
mean,
wrong. I'm not wrong on this. You're dead right. Just listen. Pull up the numbers. I believe reported numbers was the realistic numbers for Fury were like I think 7 million, but they said 10 million. So give Fury, I'm sorry, Francis 10 million, and then Fury I believe got 40 million. But I could be wrong. Either way, you pick 35 million. So uh
35 million
Prince 35 million plus 10 million. Okay, so where are we at?
plus 10 million.
So you're at 45 million right now, or
45.
Yeah,
55 million, okay?
45.
And then they factor
it's
in, I think the
45.
undercard, you had all those guys, like they had good guys on that card. You know, they're not fighting for free.
So 45 million was the gateway.
Not the gate, just how much they had to pay the two guys, the main event to even fucking show up.
Oh, 25.
No, Fury got 40 and
Fury got 40.
Francis got 10. So you're at
Francis
50
we
right off the
confirm that.
bat.
50 right there. So
Did we
then you
confirm
also
Off
that?
have
the,
the
so
fighters
50
like
so
Daniel
50 million
Dubois
off the rip.
and
Yeah, and then
We
all the
confirm
you had
undercard
that.
guys,
Daniel
they all got
Dubois, you
paid.
had Bivol out there, you had what Big Baby
Bivol, yeah,
Miller.
Bivol ain't cheap either.
How
Yeah,
much? How much did
you
Daniel
think these
Dubois
guys
get?
fought for free, or how you could put any number you want. Listen, let's say there was I think 8 fights on the
Yeah, all right.
undercard.
Let's say all of the fights together. Let's say 60 to 70 million for all of those guys.
Okay, so that's just put that number down right now.
60
Let's not
million.
even listen. Let's not factor in how much money they spent on flights, hotels, for fucking your
Right.
favorite boxer growing up. They were there at the fights. They didn't go there willingly. The
Mm-hmm.
promoter, the Rihan, whatever that's called, they paid fucking what's his name? Johnny's favorite Puerto Rican guy. They fucking this guy's never showed his face. The motherfucker was at the fights. Kodo was
Hold on.
there.
Yeah, he
So
doesn't go to fights.
You're right. I've never
Never
realized
goes.
that
so
about
just
Cotto.
hear
He
me out.
never.
They spent fuck you. Listen, just to help coach out.
Ronaldo too. He
Fuck
went
that
to the
number.
fights.
Don't factor that number in. So we're looking at 70 million.
Right.
Danny, Google how much fucking pay-per-view sales that fight made.
67.
I'm pretty sure.
60 something thousand.
So do 60.
No
So
way.
now look, 67,000
Barry
times
67,000.
do 67,000 times 500. I mean 50. I'm sorry, 67,000 times 50
67,000
times $50. That's how much the pay-per-view was.
Times 50.
So that's 3.35 million. Yes.
There's no way. That means they would have lost crazy amounts of money.
What do you think, you fucking clown? Of course I'm right. You know how much money they fucking lost on that fight? They lost maybe
335.
150 million on that fucking fight. Bro,
Way
numbers
too
don't
much.
fucking lie. I'm right, and not only am I right, I'm fucking 100% right, and I could brag and have my nuts out and have you guys fucking admit I'm
Okay,
right.
Agent, but so what?
That
Who did the
fight
fuck? They
lost.
lost money. So what? So
Stop.
what?
No, wait, shut up. Shh, stop. Don't ever fucking compare UFC, who makes profit on all of their fights, billions hand over fist. WME, are you fucking kidding me?
No. But
And boxing, who loses
it was just that fight.
to
It was just that
$150 million
fight.
on a fucking card. Go
It was
fuck
just that
yourself.
fight. Look at what boxing has done for the year with the Ryan Garcias, the
Don't
Fury.
fucking compare. You have to go fight by fight. And if you want to do the Ryan Garcia fight with Tank, we could do those fucking numbers too. And guess what? You're going to be shocked that the promoter didn't make much in that fight.
Okay,
You
based
guys
off what?
don't
Give me
know
your
what the
numbers.
fuck you're talking about. You
Numbers.
just
Give me your numbers. Shut the
talk,
fuck up
and
and
then
give me the
you're
numbers.
like,
God
oh,
damn.
Adrian's
What are
wrong.
the
Yeah,
numbers?
Adrian's wrong.
let's
You just talk shit.
Bro,
now
shut the fuck up
I'm
and just say
curious.
the numbers.
Yeah, let's go.
Go ahead.
We gotta
Do
go
the
through.
numbers.
We gotta go through
Do
the
the
numbers.
fucking numbers. It's not much.
Tell me how they lost money. Just say it. Fuck.
Well, the Fury, I'm sorry, not the Fury.
Garcia,
The
Ryan.
The
Because he's gonna say
Fury
because they
Francis
paid most
fight.
of the money to the fighters.
No, Prince, give me in your approximation. How much did they lose on that fight?
Which fight?
The fight we just did the numbers on. The fight generated 3.35 million,
About
and
100,
just
about
off the
100
main
million
event, just
and
off
some
the fucking
change.
two guys fighting, just
All
off
of
the
the
two guys fighting.
tickets,
It's
all of the tickets they had to
oh
give
my
out.
god, just if you just fathom how much they paid, truly how much they paid for on the card, how much they paid for the guys to
The
fucking fly out,
hotels, they
how much
eat.
they paid for accommodations, hotel, food, insurance, airlines, private flights. You're looking at maybe, and this is my approximation, $250 million for that fight. They lost.
Okay, but we're talking about the Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis.
Well, let's talk about it then.
Hey, I'm waiting.
So
Fuck.
Johnny, you could do it on your own time.
Let's
Google
get to the number.
how much the fighters got paid.
Ryan got 30.
Ryan got 30.
Okay.
According to him.
Okay, Ryan. And how much Tank didn't get 30? He got more.
Let me see. Look at it
Tank
right
versus Ryan payouts. Garcia first.
I love how you guys talk about stuff you don't know, but you have such a strong opinion. It's great.
Yeah, I don't know. Different places
But
say
just get a
different stuff.
ballpark. Numbers are numbers. Just get a ballpark.
Okay, so this is according to Ryan. Ryan said he made 30. So obviously Tank is the A side. So he's probably made 50. Let's just say, hypothetically speaking, it's probably not.
Okay,
true.
so you're 50 plus. You're looking at 80 million, right?
Yeah, just about.
So let's do 1.2 million.
And the pay-per-view was 100,
Times,
I believe.
Just 75
Yep.
bucks.
Yep.
So that's 90 million.
Right.
So you're talking the promoter made 10 million. That's it.
No. Well, what about the live gate?
No, the live gate covers the business expenses for like the live gate covers like the bullshit, like the promotion, the cost to get the venue, the tickets comp sale. That's a wash. That
Bro,
usually
and
washes.
you said 10 million like it's nothing for a promoter to make 10 million? Come on, bro. Promoters don't make that much nowadays, but for a promoter to make 10 million,
No,
even
and
then.
yeah, but listen, you have to, and now, like I said, now you're like finally like, oh shit, 10 million is not a bad day for the promoter, which I agree, that's not a bad day. That's one fight all fucking year, as opposed to Fury and fucking Francis losing almost $200 million.
Bro,
I
what
don't
is
think you
200 million to
understand
the
how much
Saudis?
money you're talking. Like, yes, you want to make profit.
Joshua fought in Dubai just recently, right? So that guy's probably sold like crazy amounts of money.
By the
No,
way,
his
do we
fight,
know?
his fight was
Joshua,
free.
no matter where he fights, he always sells.
Do we know the pay-per-view numbers for
The-
that event that just took place with Joshua and Otto Wallin and Bivol and all them guys?
You could Google it. I
He's-
don't know, but
he-
Joshua Usyk, the last time they fought wasn't even pay per view.
but the tickets were still crazy. I
But
hear they
I just
sold a
told you, the
lot.
ticket prices wash the cost for the venue, like that, like
True, that's
the
true. The
venue
tickets
needs
probably like
money. They need like
$50.
you can't just to have a wedding. Like the place is like, yo, like you got to pay the people that work there, the music, the insurance, the valet guys, the food, like
Yeah, you're right
these
about that.
that it washes out. They do make money, but that money usually goes to like the venue. Like the promoter doesn't bank on. That's why promoters could go anywhere. They don't have to go to fucking Vegas or like Manhattan. They want to go like the numbers usually wash out, and a lot of times these, unless it's like a big time fight, a lot of the tickets are comped. So like,
Yeah,
But
like
Adrian,
especially that
Adrian, hold
Joshua
on. Let
versus
me just
I
so
forgot
wait,
who it
the
was
gate the
where he
gate
sold
for
like
like so coach will like coach has been at probably a million amateur fights. The gates at the local levels, like like the smaller levels matter because like that's their only venue. They're not getting pay-per-view points. They're not getting a TV deal. So like, that's why when you go to some of these fights, bro, they're not cheap. I don't know when's the last time you guys been to a boxing fight. Boxing tickets are not cheap, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
like 30,
they really
45,
aren't.
50 bucks.
oh
45,
man,
50 bucks
I don't know.
usually.
My
Well,
in
they
New
also
York,
get like
like when they
concessions.
fight at the little garden, not the real garden, the bullshit garden. Like my nephew My cousin has a fight. I think in March something. He's in the Hulu Center in Manhattan. Bro, the tickets start like 160.
Damn.
Yeah, they wanted to charge me $100 for some tickets. I'm like, get the fuck
Well,
out of
Prince, yeah,
here. And the seats were,
bro, Prince, you're in Jersey, bro. Bro, you know how fucking expensive going to fights are.
it's too much.
The
Like, what the fuck?
My Albanian friend's fighting, bro. He wants $80 for nosebleeds, and he's 2-0. Like, what the
Yeah, I'm
fuck?
not doing that. You're 2-0 and you want $80 a ticket. Come on, bro.
And that's not
$80.
even good
2-0
seats.
cash.
Like the floor seats were like
Horrible
250,
seats. Exactly.
and they're in like gyms, like a fucking sport. Bro, you're from Jersey, bro. You know me, like, bro. What's that
You're
Prudential
like,
Center? Get the fuck out of here, bro. 250.
that's where they tried to get me. And I'm like, bro, I'm not spending that kind of money on horrible seats, bro. Give me the $50 tickets.
I mean, Coach is like in VA. Like, I don't know, man. In Jersey, New York, bro, tickets are crazy, bro, for like no
No,
name
there's some,
fighters.
and like Philly and stuff like that too. In VA, they're a little bit cheaper. Like I mean, you may get like
They're money
for
grabs.
the for the amateur shows, you may like I mean in Virginia, you're looking at like 60, 70. I mean,
Yeah,
like you
but
said, these are in
and
like gyms,
that's what
but
it is. So
yeah,
Johnny, to
Yeah.
go answer my question, $10 million. Oh my God, congratulate, bro. UFC hits those
Listen.
numbers on a
That's
bad day.
assuming.
How
Listen,
much?
guys,
How much has? So
Adrian. All
Dana White's basically like the promoter,
can I
right?
fucking
No, well,
talk,
not
please?
Dana White used to be
Can I
Johnny,
say
one of
go
the
something?
ahead.
owners.
Johnny, go ahead.
WME owns
After
the
Aiden.
UFC. So
Well,
Dana White just works for them. He's not.
listen.
He's a nobody.
No.
He said, "Listen, I'm waiting."
Oh, okay. Sorry. I thought you guys were gonna be fucking talking over me. Anyways,
No,
so
I
look,
stopped.
that's just us assuming these numbers are correct. Like when it comes to their payout, I don't believe Ryan or Tank got anywhere near the number that we pulled out of our asses. I don't think Ryan got 30, and I don't think Tank got 50. That's fucking.
Facts.
I agree with you on
Honestly, if
all
I have to
numbers.
guess,
20 mil at best.
yeah, 20 for Tank and 12, 13 for Ryan.
Yeah, but Johnny, are you talking gross? Or are you talking like net? Because I
No,
mean,
no,
I
What's
could
the
no.
explain how
difference?
the
Gross,
IRS
gross.
works.
Oh yeah, at the taxes, you're right.
Yeah, because like you have to factor in like the promoter money and then the agent. Like, there's so many
For sure.
people that still. That's why I said,
But
bro,
there's
when
no
it
way
comes
they're
to
taking
numbers,
there's no way they're taking 10 million in taxes though. That's the
well,
thing.
I could tell you
I
one
just
thing,
don't believe
guys.
they got all that money. Like that's insane.
Coach is old enough. Danny's old enough. Johnny, Prince, you guys are young. When you're a publicly traded company, you can't lie about numbers because you know what happens when you lie. It's called it's a crime, a federal crime
You
at
lie
that.
about numbers, bro.
Yeah, you can't lie about
Isn't that what Ariel
numbers.
Hawani does best?
No, well, Ariel Helwani is a third party. Um, he's a media member. He doesn't work for. He has no affiliation with the promoters.
Yeah,
So
I don't
when
know.
WWE does that a lot too.
with
Oh,
WWE,
sold out
no,
100,000.
WWE is a whole nother. Yet again, that's entertainment. What I'm saying is in regards to Showtime. Actually, how many promoters are left? These like Showtime was publicly traded. Since Floyd, whenever those
Yeah,
first three
I was
numbers.
about to say Floyd too used to do that.
Yeah, but what ended up happening was Showtime. If you could Google it, they stopped giving their numbers officially because the people that own their stock is like, hey, wait, what do you mean? If you sold this many numbers, how come if
You're
you
only
made this
giving us
much
this much.
profit on an event, that means our stock should increase. How come it's not increasing? So then that's when if anyone that actually knows about boxing, you won't see this in like mainstream or any podcast because they don't know anything what they're talking about when it comes to numbers. Publicly traded companies cannot lie about numbers. You cannot. And if you do, all it takes, as I said, it's one phone call to the trade commission, be like, yo, I own 50 grand in Showtime. They just reported that Floyd Mayweather sold 5 million against Pacquiao and they generated this money. How come I'm not seeing it? Like, I need to see, you have to file paperwork and there's numbers, there's audits, there's
Yeah,
transactions,
I don't know,
there's.
Adrian. I'm not really buying that. Not saying you're
You don't
lying.
have to buy it. It's just
I'm not saying you're lying. What I'm saying is
talk
like
to
pretty.
any
I don't.
accountant.
I'm pretty sure like these. And by the way, it was Ryan Garcia who said it. And it
He
wasn't like
sounds pretty.
you know
It
what I mean. It
sounds
wasn't
pretty
like somebody on
good.
PBC or nothing. It was just Ryan.
No, and, and,
Ryan
and,
can
and Johnny,
absolutely
I've
lie.
always said this for years. I said like fighters, like it's a little bit of like him saying he made that is a blanket statement because he could have made it in t-shirt sales. He could have made it like let's say he was
Sponsorships.
getting paid through sponsorships through YouTube. Like that's why I said, Johnny, you can't take like what he's saying could be a lie, but at the same time it could be
True, it could
honest
be out of
because
it could be out of
he's
context.
saying indirect statements. Did he say I made 30 million strictly off of pay-per-view points and
No.
sales and my gross pay from the Tank Davis fight? He didn't say that. He just said I made 30 million, which
Right.
like I said, Prince just said it could have been from sponsorships. It could have been from his social media, like Instagram,
You
like
see how he had a Mary on his trunks.
yeah. So
Oh,
that's why
for
I
sure.
said, Johnny, you can't like you have this stuff. There's no short answer. You have to like it's like peeling an onion bag. It's like, well, what do you mean you made this much? Well, let's see where you made this.
You
You know what
can't
I
lie
mean?
about your numbers.
And any way you look at it, Johnny, I can tell you one thing. Those Saudi guys, I'm not hating. Like those are I'm Muslim. Prince and I are Muslim. We support our own. They can do what they want. But history shows in any business, the point of every business in the world, unless you're 501c, which I am a part of four right now, nonprofit, the point of every business is to make money. If you're
Right.
losing money, if coach is losing money training his kids, the kids at the boxing gym, it's only for so long could he do it. I
So
hate to break it to coach.
what would you say would help boxing in this case?
The only thing that can help boxing in the current uh, right now is to get rid of all the organizations
Yep.
and let there only be one
Yes.
promoter,
Hmm.
one
And the
Like a Dana
Saudis,
organization,
White.
one ranking.
Turkey
That's it.
LL Sheikh.
Been saying that for a
But
while.
but
Make it like it was back
at the
in the
same
day.
time that's good. At the same time that's good. But then you're gonna get shit talking guys like Dana White because
The
at the same
only
time Dana White is hungry on the money. He's like basically the commission for all of that shit.
Well, no, Dana
That
White
what
isn't
is
Dana
good.
just
White's doing is he's properly paying people based off of like their actual legitimate level in the sport. So like
Exactly.
the guys obviously that are champions, they should be making more. The guys that are not champions should not be making more than
The
guys
champs
that
talk
are.
shit about their pay though,
Well,
so that means they're
because
no,
they're
getting
no,
greedy.
underpaid.
no UFC. There hasn't been a single
Champion, that's
UFC
what they said
guy on UFC's roster that's been a champion that's ever complained about money. If you have, pull it up right now.
outside of Ngannou.
Well,
But
Francis Ngannou, and that was a different situation. He didn't complain about money. He wanted ownership
champs I
in
complain about
UFC,
He went
which
over.
you
because
What do you mean
cannot.
by
he wanted
ownership?
Connor.
No,
He
I
wanted
thought he
yeah.
wanted to fight John, but they didn't want to pay him enough.
no, hell no. John Jones would have taken. John Jones has been trying to make that fight for months. Francis Ngannou wanted. So you have to understand, you're an independent contractor when you sign these deals with UFC because UFC is the promoter. Okay, you cannot ask for ownership and be independent contractor because that you're
And
paying yourself.
what happened is a lot of these guys became jealous when Connor did it. Connor pretty much owns a part of UFC and everything else. Connor got whatever he
Well,
wanted.
Connor bought
So
stock into it, but
right,
Right.
just who owned Connor like right away when Connor's like, oh, I need a percentage of UFC. That Wahlberg guy, Mark Wahlberg, the Marky, whatever his name is,
Yeah, Mark
he's
Wahlberg,
like, yeah, you
the
want
actor.
ownership? Do what I did. Google it. He's like, do what I did. Put your fucking money up. Buy into WME. Buy into stock. He's like, what do you you think like we're just gonna willingly give you a part of the business? This is not like, bro, this is business, bro. This is stocks. This is publicly traded. You can't just like, bully someone and be like, give me a percentage. This isn't the old PBC days where everything's backdoor money. You can't do that shit now, bro. You
But
can't
no,
do
I mean,
that with
there,
money.
there has been a couple of UFC guys that have complained about money though.
quite a
Who?
few of them. I
No,
was going to say that.
but in his case, he's saying champions. Like the
Ron,
champions get paid good.
All the champions get paid.
oh, the champ. Well, I don't know. Was Jorge
All the
Masvidal
champions
Jimmy?
get paid.
I can't
No
remember.
one's ever Sean Strickland, as I keep trying to tell you guys, his I think boxing needs someone like him who pushes the
Nah,
conservative route. Like coach knows, coach is very
Sean.
conservative.
I'm sorry, Sean is horrible.
You could say he's horrible. I'm just talking
And
promotion.
what way? Like just
I,
Not
talking.
not not as a fighter. Not as a fighter. He's a great fighter. Just
but
the
he's
way
talking whatever he
he's
wants.
just the
no,
way he
Johnny,
talks is garbage.
Johnny,
He's
you have
like a
no idea what
Trump.
you're talking about.
Why don't I have
Coach is
any
a
idea what
perfect
I'm talking about?
example of what I'm saying. Coach, there hasn't been a single boxer that's pushed the conservative political agenda in boxing yet.
Okay, and look what happened to
And
Sean.
what way?
And look what happened to Sean that
Yeah.
me and you
What
both
way
are
do you
talking
want?
about.
What way do you want the fighter to push it in?
Well, I'm getting two different
Well,
questions.
all right. So what he's talking about, Jorge Masvidal, Kobe Covington, both of those guys have pushed like the conservative, like the Trump supporter type things. What he's talking about.
Correct.
Yes, but
So uh,
Sean Strickland actually knows what he's talking about, and like he pushed it to the next level. Yes, okay, he lost a bullshit decision he should have won, which is moot.
The
He's still
UFC
one of
is
the
turning on
biggest
him, bro.
stars
They're turning on
in
him.
fucking sports right now. His next fight's gonna be insane. And the
Yeah.
point I'm making is boxing needs that. But to answer your original question, um, Prince, the only thing that could fix boxing is one promoter, one commission, one.
definitely.
Whoa, wait, let me fix that. One promoter, one commission, and they need their own drug testing. Like not USADA. USADA is bullshit. They need to do what UFC's doing. Pay for their own drug testing company, and it's got to be year round.
Right.
It's got to be consistent because it's not fair for guys that are getting paid these big money and taking these really good steroids, and a guy like Ian, your buddy Ian, whatever his name is, or some
Ian
guy that
Green.
coaches bring it up in the amateurs that's going to turn pro. It's not fair that these guys have to compete against guys that are taking fifty
All of
thousand
these different
dollar a month
medicines.
cycle
Facts.
EPOs and fucking HGH
Yep.
and testing shit. It's not fair.
While you training the regular way, you're right. It's not fair.
Right.
And that's the only thing that's going to fix the
I'll
sport.
be
And
right
if
back,
you think
guys.
about it,
Gotcha.
boxing more than anything else, more than MMA, there's not that many people boxing as opposed to like MMA. So like they don't need
Yes.
WBC, WBA, WBO, IBF, ring. They don't need that. They need one fucking promoter, one network, or as far as networks, let the networks bid. They could bid all they
Actually,
want, but it needs one promoter.
Bud has said this a couple of times. I mean, he's kind of like been the advocate for getting rid of some of the sanction bodies, just having one sanction body. He said this a couple of times actually in a few interviews.
Yeah.
So he could be. I mean, he could be like that person that could be yanked on in this situation. But pause. But the primary thing is they need to just cut down the amount of belts because I mean people don't even know some of these belts. Like
Too many belts.
I bet none of you guys can tell me how you actually get in a WBC silver or a W or an interim belt. How do you
I
get
Franchise.
it?
know how.
That's
How do you
that's
get
some
it?
that's
I'll
some
give you
city
one
shit.
example. The only answer that matters. You got that
Some
fucking
hometown
bitch
belt
that
shit.
runs WBC, that one, whatever
Suleiman.
fucking name
It's
is.
there's an actual no.
Mauricio Suleiman.
Yeah,
The
no.
female, that one. Suleiman's the
Oh,
head,
oh,
but the one female who like does like the media. She
oh,
said,
okay.
"Oh, if Jake Paul wins his next fight, we're gonna put him in like they're gonna make him like a top 10,
I'm
and
not
then give him
talking
like a
about the
silver."
create. I'm not talking about the created belts. I'm talking about these are actually protocol belts. Like the WBC creates all kinds of belts. I'm not talking about
No, the
those ones.
silver
I'm
belt.
talking.
Like, yeah, they said they were gonna
Yeah.
rank him. If you make, depending where you go in the ranking as a pro, you could do you have the lineal belts, which are like every organization names them different things, whether it's like silver, bronze, and then they have like
The only lineal belt is the Ring magazine. That's the
no
only lineal
lineal
one.
as far as like yes, like overall. I'm saying throughout its own commission, like they have. Well, I know WBC is a very bad example because they have diamond and they have all this other fucking weird nonsense. But
But you
depending
see,
on which route you choose to go, there are belts like smaller, like bronze belts, silver belts, as you said, gold belts. They have different belts, continental belts.
but that's
They
my
have all
point
these
though. It's like why are all
bullshit.
those belts needed? Right, right. That's my whole point. Is like
You know why it's
we're
needed?
they're not.
Because you get charged a percentage. The commission charges a percentage, an extra percentage, for every time you one's on the line.
Well, because they actually get charged. I don't know how frequently they get charged. But hey, yo, somebody snoring or something?
Not me.
Somebody snoring?
Someone's breathing hard as hell.
Nah, that was me. I'm falling asleep. I'm gonna get some rest.
Dang.
Yo, Prince,
All right,
Prince
brother.
got Prince and Johnny got owned in the money thing. Now they're
You all right,
tired. Let them
brother?
go to sleep, bro.
That's the work. That's the work
My
in
boy
life.
over there snoring. I said, "What's that noise?"
I was like,
Bro,
yo,
I
who's
put in 10 hours of work today, and I coached 2 games.
Yeah,
I put in 12.
y'all, man,
yeah, man. We've been
y'all
over
ain't even scratching the surface when it comes to working, bro. Come on, man.
Man,
Prince, not me. Don't you? No one's on my level, but
23-hour days, bro. Easy.
you can't. It's against the law to do
It's against
23.
the law. It's against the law if you work for somebody, but not when you work for yourself.
yeah. Listen, I
That's
had to
right.
coach middle school girls and third grade boys today. Fuck that. We won both
Wow.
games. I
Yeah,
don't care.
that is
I'll do anything over the girls thing. I had the girls flip me off. I was like, oh,
But
come on.
I'll be down to have this conversation again tomorrow. If
Bro,
you
do
want to
your
talk, if you
Googles,
want to
bro.
talk
Come,
money,
I want to see the calculator. I want to see the Expro word sheet. Johnny left because Johnny already know he took an L. Like
Johnny was
that shit
tired
hit him
too.
hard in his face.
I'm about to get out with you though.
So
But
Yeah,
I
yeah,
no
man,
I
doubt, man.
have a good night, everybody.
No doubt. Everybody have a good night. You know what I'm saying?
That
I'll be easy until the next time.
would be
No doubt. So with that being said, we're gonna end the stream. Man, this thing went long. This thing went longer than I thought it was gonna go. But just reminding you guys, like, share, subscribe, hit that bell notification. It's your boy Danny. Until next time, I'm out of here.